Joining us today for GC Baseball as the Bobcats get set to take on the Rams. GC rallying for a win last night, Andrew.
Yeah, they started off a little sluggish, gave up 2 runs in the first and second innings. We're down 4-0 for most of the game. And then the 6th and 7th really got to the bullpen of Philadelphia University. 4 runs in the 6th and 7th innings, and the late rally ended up giving them the victory 8-4.
And the Bobcats stay unbeaten here at Kurtz Field. They are 8-0 at John Kurtz Field. And 9-5 overall. Philadelphia is still searching for its first win of the 2017 season, as they are now 0-5. Kind of a tough luck loss for them because they had the lead through 5 innings, and then the 6th inning blew up on them.
Yeah, they were looking well. Abraham Almonte, their ace, was on the mound, and once he came out of the game, we really got to their bullpen. Wesley Womack ended up hitting a 3-run home run, which really started the rally for Georgia College, and then just the bullpen did not produce for Philadelphia University, and I think that's going to come into play again today.
Charlie Heck did a great job. He stayed with it. He gave up the 4 runs early, but then retired 14 to 16 batters in a row, something like that, before he was pulled in the latter stages of that ball game. So Heck, nice job of rebounding.
Yeah, it's a great job by Heck, especially because you don't want to bring in your bullpen so early in the ball game. So it's a good job for him to rebound, get those innings, and also not give up any runs after the first 2 innings, and able to settle down and gain his composure.
We've got the meeting between the two coaches going on right now as Tony Horvath is representing the Rams of Philadelphia University, and Jason Eller is the head coach of the Bobcats as they are meeting at the home plate area. And let's get a chance to hear from Coach Eller prior to today's ball game. Back at Kurtz Field, ready for the first game of the doubleheader today against Philadelphia. Jason Eller joins us now. And Coach, he had us a little scared there for the first 5 innings or so, but once the bats got booming, they took care of business.
Well, Charlie gave up, got 2 quick outs in the first, and then we hit a guy with an arm side fastball and then give up a full count home run. And then we get 2 quick outs in the second, and we ended up giving up 2 to go down 4-0. And we've been down 4-0 a few times this year, so it was familiar territory for us. But Charlie actually settled down, and I think he retired 14 straight, and that was really great to see. And we were able to put together an inning offensively and get the ball rolling, and we tied that thing up, and we never looked back.
Almonte pitched a great ball game to start with, and what adjustments did we make, because we were putting the ball in the air a lot in that first 5 innings?
Well, 9 of our first outs were either punch-outs or pop-ups. I think we'd hit 1 ground ball. Benny hit a ball through the left side. That was our only hit. And we kind of preach getting above the baseball and working the middle of the field. And we elevated too many balls early. You got to give Almonte credit. He's a 60-year senior off of Tommy John. He's got a quick arm. It's loose. I think he was pitching in the 92, 94 range. And on a chilly Friday night, that's tough fastball to catch up with. And we had the bases loaded in the second. We had our chance to really, throw a blow there, and we didn't. And, we've got to learn how to do that. Against good pitching, you really only get 1 shot, and you got to make those chances count. So I think that was a learning lesson for us last night.
Well, it was good to see the Bobcats just stay in the ball game, and like you said, they've had this opportunity to come back from deficits, and that's a good team.
That shows some grit in our crawl. We like to be blue-collar around here and be tough. Womack had a big swing there on a 3-1 count. We had some runners moving with first and second, and he was able to get the head out and elevate a ball to the pull side, and it might have won Hop Peeler Hall, and that was a big swing, and it got us back going offensively. We're a momentum offense, and we're more of a big inning type offense, so it was great to see us execute there in the late innings.
Doubleheader today. It's slightly different, obviously, when you got 2 games instead of just the 1, and how are you looking at it this way?
Well, we're going to take it 1 pitch at a time as best we can. We got Kane Keith going game 1. We'll probably go with Perry, his brother, out of the bullpen, so they'll have to get a dose of the Keith boys, and they're 2 different looks, which is nice. The 30 minutes in between is tough turnover. We'll probably try and squeeze 45 minutes out of the turnover to see if we can get a couple sandwiches in our bellies and refuel for game 2, but it's a challenging day for the student athlete, and it takes a lot of mental toughness to grind through 18 innings. So we're going to try and slow it down and enjoy being at the Kurtz.
Good luck to you, Coach.
All right, thanks, Scotty.
That is Coach Jason Eller, the head coach of the Bobcats, as we get set for baseball today. Georgia College against Philadelphia University. Game 1 just around the corner. And Andrew, how about the starting lineups?
All right, well, we'll start off with Philadelphia University. Leading off for them is the freshman center fielder, Richard Joa. Batting second is the sophomore second baseman Christopher Lorenzo. Batting third, junior DH Brandon Quarenta. Batting cleanup, the senior first baseman Stephen Wells. Batting fifth, the senior left fielder Michael Melendez. Batting sixth, senior shortstop David McTaggart. Batting seventh, the freshman third baseman Peter DeMeglio. Batting eighth, sophomore catcher Matt McGee. And batting ninth, the senior right fielder Dan Klusman. And then on the mound for Philadelphia University is the left-handed pitcher Casey O'Donnell, a senior. And now for Georgia College, leading off will be the junior center fielder Logan Maddox. Batting second, the senior first baseman Clayton Ayers. Batting third, the junior catcher Brandon Purcell. Batting fourth, senior shortstop Brandon Benson. Batting fifth, junior left fielder Nate Schmall. Batting sixth, second baseman Garrett Green, the sophomore. Batting seventh, sophomore right fielder Wesley Womack. Batting eighth, senior DH Philip Stiles. Batting ninth, the freshman third baseman Cal Gentry. And on the mound is left-handed pitcher Kane Keith, who's 1-0 on the season with a 4.67 ERA, 4 appearances, all starts.
All right, thank you, Andrew, as Keith continues to get his warm-up tosses in. Our doubleheader about to get underway for the Bobcats as Kane Keith continues to get loose, the senior from Hogansville out of Gordon College. And as you heard, his brother, sophomore Perry Keith, also out of Gordon College, will be getting some time in here today. Bobcats still with the new pinstripe uniforms, the white unis with the green pinstripes. Philadelphia changing it up a little bit with a white and maroon and gray top and white pants. And the first pitch of today's contest coming to Richard Joa, and it's grounded to the right side, in through for a base hit. Just a one-hopper between Ayers and Garrett. Garrett Green at second base.
Joa kind of stumbles out of the box, maybe a little too early start for him, but he still gets on base with a single.
So one pitch and a runner at first base for Christopher Lorenzo. Joa last night had 2 RBI on a single, went 1 for 5 in the contest. And the first pitch to Lorenzo, squared to bunt, take it down low for a ball.
Lorenzo didn't start last night. He came in and pitch hit, but he didn't start.
And Andrew, I'll let you take over for just a little bit while we get on the air on the radio side.
All right, sounds good. Here's the pitch from Kane Keith, and here's a bunt. Kane fields it, throws the first for the out. And a little small ball going on right now. Philadelphia University able to advance the runner. Now there's man on second, 1 out. Up to the plate now is Brandon Quarenta, who's DHing today. He was in left field yesterday. And Quarenta settles in. Kane Keith comes set. Here's the pitch. And a little low for ball 1. And here's the 1-0 pitch. Off-speed pitch, a little low, little inside. So we now go 2-0 on the count.
We welcome in our broadcast folks on Sports Radio 1450 WMVG as GC takes on Philadelphia University in the first of 2 today. Runner at second base, nobody out, roped down the third baseline, foul off the bat of Lorenzo. Richard Joa started the contest on the first pitch with a single to right field and got to second base on a sacrifice. So it is Quarenta at the plate, Brandon Quarenta, the designated hitter, 0 for 2 last night with a walk. And he was also hit by a pitch. Chance to drive in the first run of the day. Kane Keith pitches a soft toss outside.
Yeah, it looked like the off-speed pitch wasn't able to get enough spin on it. Stayed a little bit outside.
Scott McLeod alongside Andrew Rochford today. And Josh Horton, our technical director, back at the studio on Sports Radio 1450. 3-1 pitch coming to Quarenta, and he fouls it off the face mask of Brandon Purcell. So the count is full up 3-2. Again, he tried to throw a change past him, it looked like.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to go a little off speed with the third hitter. Try and get him soft pitches, get him out in front, off balance.
So Quarenta at the plate with a chance to do some more damage. He's a .500 batting average at 9 out of 18 for the season. 7 runs batted in. He's also had 3 homers. Kane Keith bluffs the runner back to second without a throw. Kane, the senior from Hogansville and a transfer from Gordon College, his second year in the program for Georgia College. The lefty comes set, looks at second and pitches 3-2. It's down low for ball 4. So Kane Keith works himself into an early jam here in the first inning on the 1-out walk. First and second for the Rams. And Stephen Wells will come in, and now all of a sudden Jason Eller is going to bring everybody up as he comes out of the dugout, and we'll chat with the entire infield. And that'll give Coach Horvath a chance to talk to his base runners, talk over their offensive strategy. So Kane Keith trying to get a little settled down here from the head man.
Yeah, I'd imagine Philadelphia's offensive strategy with the cleanup hitters just to hit the ball far.
Hit the ball far, yes. Well, he proved that last night, didn't he? Stephen
Yeah.
Wells with a 2-run home run in the first inning. That was the only knock he had in 4 plate appearances, but he really bombed a pitch out of here off of Charlie Heck.
And of course, that was created by a 2-out hit by pitch by Hecht. It extended the inning and ended up giving up the early lead with the 2-run home run.
Coach Eller having a long talk on the hill, and it's going to be broken up by the home plate umpire eventually, as Kane Keith struggling with control early going here with a leadoff single by Joa, then a sacrifice bunt, and the walk to Quarenta. And Wells will stand at the dish. Coach Eller back to the third base dugout. And Wells is the kind of guy you don't want to give something good to, because he proved last night that he could handle it pretty quickly. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Stands and waits on the first pitch. Here it comes, and it's on the outside corner with a sweeping breaking pitch. 0-1. Wells, a .389 batting average, has 4 homers now and 6 runs batted in. He also has a pair of doubles among his 7 hits, so 6 of his hits have gone for extra bases. That slugging percentage is way up there. The 0-1 missed outside. Purcell wanted it out there, and he got it, but it was almost into the right-hand hitter's box. Wells, 1.167 in his slugging percentage. Anytime you're over 1, and
Pretty impressive.
If you've got a number ahead of the decimal point, that's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's the stretch, the 1-1. Runner's going for the third, and he is going to be safe. Stolen base. The changeup hurt the Bobcats there. Nice effort by Purcell. Gentry a little late to get toward the bag on the throw. And the stolen base by Joa will put him at third.
Yeah, kind of weird play where you only have the guy from second running as the stolen man on first base. So now you got men on the corners. But yeah, just a little late there by Gentry coming over to cover the bag.
First stolen base of the season for Joa. Only the second stolen base all season for the Rams. That one's roped to right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. They'll score the first run as Wells will round first. Heading to third is Quarenta. And it is a 1-0 Philadelphia lead on the RBI single by Stephen Wells.
And once again, some first inning problems for the Bobcats after the same thing happened last night. Hopefully Kane Keith can settle down, get these last 2 outs, get a ground ball here.
So Wells up to 7 RBI on the season. Runners at the corners still with only 1 down. And Michael Melendez will come to the plate. Melendez 0 for 4 last night against GC. Batting average at .400 now, as he's 8 for 20. It does have a home run and 2 RBI. First pitch to the right-hand hitters outside for a ball. 1-0. And that's sunshine right on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it makes it very, very bright, very hard to see.
Open stance from the right side for Melendez, the left fielder. Chance to do some more damage for the Rams here in the top of the first inning. Kane Keith with the set and the pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Womack will go to his left, come in a step, tag at third, and the throw will go to second. They'll pick up another run and make it 2-0 as Melendez delivers his third RBI on his first sacrifice hit of the season.
Yeah, just good job by Melendez. Hit a deep fly ball to right field, just too deep for Womack to try and get out the runner at home. So now 2-0 lead for the Rams.
Wow, deja vu all over again, huh?
Yep.
An early 2-0 lead for the Rams.
Sounds familiar.
Yes, it does. Yogi Berra would be happy, I guess. Here's McTaggart. He was number 2 hole hitter yesterday, but dropped down in the lineup today by Coach Horvath. Lefty against lefty off the end of the bat, foul toward the third base coach's box, and Coach Horvath just stares at it as it heads to the Bobcat bullpen. 0-1 on McTaggart. Long look in by Kane Keith. And the lefty sets. Long set. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch outside corner at the knees. And
Nice.
it's 0-2.
A nice pitch by Keith, getting the outside part of the plate. Now he's ahead in the count 0-2. Kind of go pretty much anywhere here.
See if you'll get him to fish at something away as McTaggart stands in, trying to defend an 0-2 pitch. And here it comes. And he swings at one outside and stays alive by popping it up against the backstop.
Try to go outside again with that pitch. McTaggart able to barely get the bat on it, stay alive.
So it's still 0-2 on McTaggart. The Rams have gotten first blood again with 2 runs here. Next pitch way outside, a delayed steal. Nobody covering the bag for the Bobcats. And Wells, of all folks, gets himself a stolen base.
Yeah, and of course his teammates giving lots of cheers for him. It's like you said, not a guy that you expect to be running, especially in that situation.
That's a good-sized young man out there,
Mhm.
and he was happy to get a stolen base. He'll be talking about that all the way home to Philadelphia. 1-2 will not be made as Kane Keith will step off the rubber. And again, that's a situation where the pitcher, looking right at the base runner, did not pay much attention to him.
Yeah, you don't really expect that from a lefty, like you said, looking right at the base runner.
Breaking pitch outside again, and it's 2-2. Keith has a whole lot of movement on the ball right now. Unfortunately, it's moving outside of the strike zone.
Yeah, with the lefty up, he's trying to work the outside part of the plate, and he's just working it too much outside and going into the right-handed batter's box.
Keith with a high set, checks at second, and pitches 2-2. That one's hit to the right side for a base hit. Womack will field in right field, and they'll hold the runner at third. The throw is cut off by Ayers to the right of the mound. So the inning continues as Kane Keith unable to get the third out so far. Wells checks into third, McTaggart at first with 2 out. And now you hope to play for an out here so you don't have a huge inning in the first inning.
Definitely. And the worst part about this is that all these hits that he's giving up are against left-handed batters. So with the left-handed pitcher on the mound, you don't really expect that. It's not what we're seeing here today, though.
Peter DeMeglio at the plate, 0 for 3 last night. The third baseman takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. DeMeglio now at 154 for his campaign. He has a couple of doubles and 1 run batted in. Right-handed hitting third baseman awaits an 0-1 offering, and here it comes, and that one's fouled to the top of the backstop right side, and it's quickly 0-2. And again, Kane has a guy down 0-2. Let's see what he can do with him this time.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't give him anything too nice. Hopefully try and get him to chase something, as he can go pretty much anywhere in this situation.
Keith with the set, runners at the corners and 2 out, 2 in, and they got a pickoff play. He's going to try and get in a pickle, but he's going to get tagged out by Benson. Not a good move by the runner, McTaggart. He's thrown out 1, 3, 6 for the put out, and that will end the inning, but they pick up 2 runs to start the ball game on a total of 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on. Bobcats come up in the bottom of the first, already down 2-0. Back in a moment for GC Baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
Well, that helped us out right there.
The PBC is commitment. The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
We are.
Andrew, if you could run through the Bobcats starting lineup here for the bottom of the first inning so our radio folks can find out who's hitting.
Yeah, so leading off for the Bobcats will be the center fielder Logan Maddox. Batting second will be first baseman Clayton Ayers. Batting third will be the catcher Brandon Purcell. The cleanup hitter will be the shortstop Brandon Benson. Batting fifth will be left fielder Nate Schmall. Batting sixth, second baseman Garrett Green. Batting seventh, the right fielder Wesley Womack. Getting the start today at DH will be Philip Stiles. And batting ninth will be the freshman third baseman Cal Gentry.
Appreciate it, Andrew. They'll be going up against Casey O'Donnell, a left-handed pitcher, 0-1 on the season, and a 9.00 earned run average, making his second appearance and second start. He pitched 4 innings in his season opening debut, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 strikeouts and 1 walk, and opponents, as he faced 20 batters in his first outing, opponents hit 350 against him. So here's Logan Maddox trying to get his first knock of the series. Started out at 0-5 last night at the top of the order once again. Left-handed pitching O'Donnell deals it, and Maddox swings and fouls it out of play between the two diamonds here. Lines up on the batting cage, well, the fence that covers the third base dugout softball diamond. 0-1 pitch to Maddox, busted inside and missed, and it's 1-1.
Georgia College today is going to look for some success against another left-handed pitcher starting for Philadelphia.
And the Bobcats have not had as much success against lefties. Maddox takes one high and inside. It's 2-1. Logan up to 309, or rather down to 309 after the 0-for-5 night. 2 home runs, 15 RBI. Also has 4 doubles and a triple. When he had that cycle, he skies one foul, third base side, well up on the bank. That's going to roll forever.
Yeah, he put a charge into that one, just a little out in front, hit it past the left field foul pole.
1-2 to Logan Maddox. The Bobcats center fielder digs in, and a pitch just missed outside. O'Donnell took something off the pitch and tried to steer it on the corner. 2-2 now on Logan. Maddox, of course, hitting for the cycle against Albany State earlier this week and only 4 at-bats. And he takes one over but low. That was ball 4 as I lost track of the count. So a good start for the Bobcats as the first batter gets a leadoff walk.
Yeah, it's always great to get your leadoff guy on base. Usually a great start to the inning. Hopefully we'll see that right here.
Clayton Ayers will stand in. He's moved up from the 6 hole to the number 2 spot in the lineup today after officially 1 for 2 at the plate last night. Also had a walk and a sacrifice hit, scored a run. Maddox with the lead off first. First pitch inside for ball 1. Bobcats trail 2-0. Maddox has been successful 3 times. All 3 stolen base attempts so far this spring. Well, not quite spring yet, and he'll draw a toss. He's only about 2 steps off the bag. Will get back very quickly.
Yeah, it might be a little harder to get a stolen base here with the lefty on the mound. May have to go first movement if he wants to get a stolen base.
Well, Ayers has shown he's able to get the sacrifice bunt down. Let's see if that's what he's challenged with here today. Didn't tip a hand with a toss over to first. And he's swinging away, fouls it out of play to the right side, again toward the softball diamond. And again up on the netting. Hey, we're 2 for 2.
Batting 1,000 right now for the netting.
There you go. That's why you have it, right?
Of course.
Softball team in action today at Augusta for their first Peach Belt Conference action. Doubleheader there. O'Donnell with the set. It's actually a double set for him. And the pitch to Ayers, swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. Ball skipped out of the catcher's mitt, but he was able to grab it before it moved too far.
A nice curveball there by O'Donnell, getting Ayers to chase one in the dirt, and now he'll be behind the count 1-2.
Both lefties are kind of soft tossers so far. We haven't seen a whole lot of heat from anybody.
Yeah, both Keith and O'Donnell both been throwing a lot of off-speed pitches early, so we'll see if it continues as the game goes on.
O'Donnell with his double set. The lefty deals 0-2, and it's grounded to the left side. Base hit. Ayers just steered it past the shortstop, McTaggart. And Georgia College has its first 2 runners on board, with Brandon Purcell coming up. Brandon with a triple last night and 3 official at-bats. He also had a walk. And if I can read my own writing, he scored a run.
Yeah, Brandon put a charge in one last night, hit it dead center field out the deepest part of the park, and ended up getting a triple out of it.
Showed off his speed, didn't he?
Yeah, we talked about his sneaky wheels you don't really expect from a catcher, as he's leading the team in stolen bases.
And standing at the dish on the right side, .339 batting average he carries into today's play. First pitch to him, fastball outside corner, outside third of the plate actually. And it's 0-1 on Brandon Purcell. A couple of home runs, 17 runs batted in. He's second highest on the squad in ribbies. Bobcat catcher. Been back behind the dish a long time now for GC. The set and the pitch, comebacker over the mound towards second. They'll only have one play, and that's to first base, and we'll get him. Runners will move up. That's a productive out for Brandon Purcell there. He's got both runners to go up.
Yeah, it's a good job by Purcell. When you got guys on first and second just trying to advance the runners up a base into scoring position, and he's able to do the job with a high chopper right back up the middle.
Doesn't go as a sacrifice, but it does just the same for the Bobcats. Was that the shortstop?
That was the second baseman that
baseman.
fielded
Okay.
it.
Yeah, he
4-3 on the putout.
He was not able to get close enough to the bag to stab it and trying to get that runner from first base. Now Brandon Benson, 2 for 4 with an RBI, 2 runs scored. Also drew a pass. And let's see if Benny can tie this ball game up with a single. First pitch down low. Nice stop by McGee back behind the dish. That freshman has been impressive back behind there all throughout the series.
Yeah, he really had to work last night with a lot of pitches in the dirt, and then right now he had a nice stop right there on the first pitch.
O'Donnell with the double set, looks to second, and ready is the 1-0 pitch. Comebacker through the box, base hit, run will score. They're going to wave him around. Here's the throw from center fielder Joa. It's cut off, and the Bobcats have tied the ball game at 2. Benson with a 2 RBI single. And they threw back behind him, but he was able to slide back into the first base bag safely. So give Benson 2 more runs batted in. He's up to 23 on the year already.
Yeah, good job by Benson last night. Had a very productive night, able to raise his batting average to 281, racing it even more there with the nice grounder right back out the middle. And we're back to a 0-0 ball game.
Well, that's what we were talking about. He loves to have the power numbers, obviously, but he'd like to get that average up, and so far so good. He's probably hitting close to 290 or above now. So Brandon Benson getting the job done.
Yeah, he's trying to get up to 300.
Nate Schmall will take the first pitch outside part of the plate for a strike. Left-handed hitting left fielder went 2 for 5 with a run scored for GC in last night's opening ball game. Schmall at .319 for the campaign. 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. O'Donnell with the stretch, the look to first, the throw to first, and Benson was maybe a stride and a half off the bag.
If that, about a step away.
O'Donnell wanted him to know who's in charge out there, I guess.
Maybe just need a little warm-up toss to first base.
Why not? Benson has not attempted a stolen bases yet. Now he's going, and the pitch is taken for a strike. Throw to second will not be in time. That's a grass cutter going to the bag. 2 hopper to the shortstop covering. So Benson gets his first stolen base of the season. He's in scoring position. Schmall down on the hole, 0-2 now.
That was a great jump by Benson, and Schmall just doesn't swing to let Benson steal that base and really had no chance for McGee to get him.
O'Donnell a little early on the throw to first, I guess. He
Yep.
probably should have gone before that one. The 0-2 to Schmall with a chance to untie the ball game, and he'll pop it up left side of the infield. Third baseman will make the catch as DeMeglio backed up just a little bit just before the cutout, the edge of the outfield grass for out number 2. So Schmall can't deliver. Now let's see if Garrett Green can. Garrett was the number 2 hole hitter last night, and down to number 6 is he and Clayton swapping spots.
Yep, maybe just trying to get a little something different going in the lineup today. See if it works out.
Green went 2 for 4 with a walk in last night's 8-4 win for the Bobcats. First pitch fastball over but low, and it's 1-0. Green coming into today's play with a .302 batting average. The sophomore from Bogart with 7 RBI on the year. Does have a trio of doubles. One would work very well right now.
Oh, definitely.
1-0 pitch. Jammed him off the fist. It's fouled back out of play toward the flagpole. Right behind it. And it's 1-1 to number 1, Garrett Green. 2-2 ball game. Each team has tallied in the first inning. Bobcats with a chance to break the tie and give Kane Keith some new life. The set from O'Donnell. The look to second. The look to second. The look to second. And now he pitches. Popped up right field. Foul territory near their bullpen. First baseman giving chase, and Wells could not quite straighten the body out in time to make the catch.
Yeah, Wells maybe still trying to recover from that stolen base in the top of the first inning.
Oh, my. Remember, the folks in Philadelphia are tuning in, I'm sure, on YouTube.
Hey, they're known as the city of brotherly love for some reason.
But he gave a good effort trying to track that one in foul territory. 1-2 to Garrett Green with a runner at second and 2 down. O'Donnell with a set, the kick and the toss. Down in the dirt, knocked in front of the plate by McGee. And it's 2-2. Again, an excellent job. If that gets behind him, opportunity for Benson to take the third.
Yeah, opportunity to get 90 feet closer, but like you said, good stop by McGee. Looks like we got a Deuces Wild.
There you go.
Out there, first
of
one
the
of the
day.
day.
Thank you very much. That's for you, Al Weston. The stretch and the 2-2 from O'Donnell as base hit up the middle. Charging is Joa, rounding third, heading to the plate. Joa's throw will be cut off. No throw to the plate. Bobcats lead it 3-2. RBI single from Garrett Green.
Yeah, good job by Green. Another Bobcat batter that sends it right back up the middle. Good job with 2 strikes there, and now Bobcats 3-2 lead on the scoreboard.
Garrett picks up his 8th run batted in of the campaign. And GC with 2 down, still kicking their heels at the bases, at the batter's box with Wesley Womack, a 2-run home run for the Bobcats. Also had 2 doubles. He was the hitting hero of the day last night.
Yeah, Womack with 5 RBIs last night. Like you said, a 3-run home run, and then he also had 2 RBIs on the double. Great at night from the plate from him.
Wesley takes a pitch in for a strike, and the 0-1 offering on the way. Lefty against lefty, and he'll sky one to center field. Joa moves to his right, glasses gleaming, and makes the catch in front of his left fielder to retire Womack and the Bobcats. But a profitable bottom of the first inning. The Bobcats will pick up 3 runs. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. At the end of 1, GC 3, Philadelphia University 2, Bobcat Baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Think of the NCAA as a spirit squad, cheering for student athletes at every big event and every small one. We'd be there in the classroom, at graduation, at their first job interview, Okay, so don't think of us as a spirit squad. Think of us as a mascot. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
So Kane Keith gets new life as the Bobcats give him a 3-2 lead at the end of the first inning. Peter DeMiglio was at the plate when McTaggart was caught stealing. So he gets a fresh count here to start the second inning. Left-hander Kane Keith deals off the end of the bat, foul first base side between the bag and the coach's box. It's 0-1 on DeMiglio. DeMiglio again, 154 batting average early on in the 17 campaign. Fastball misses low and outside. 1-1. Beautiful high sky out here. Not a cloud in the sky that's going to be bothering the outfielders, I'm sure, with high fly balls. Swing and a miss. Took something off the pitch, and DeMiglio couldn't catch up to it. 1-2.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to work the outside part of the plate for DeMiglio.
Kane holds the ball in the glove, dangles the left arm down as he gets the sign. Change up, strike three on the outside corner at the knees. Caught looking was DeMiglio. And that's the first strikeout.
Once again, Keith working that outside part of the plate, able to get the changeup across the outside corner. Gets DeMiglio looking for the first out of the inning.
McGee will come up. The catcher, Matthew McGee, 2 for 3 with a double last night. Big young man takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. I said McGee was a freshman. He's a sophomore. Apologize to the McGee family out of Forest Hill, Maryland. Swung on, line drive, base hit, right field. Opposite field single for McGee as his hot hitting continues at Kurtz Field.
A good job by McGee there just to stay back on that pitch and drive it opposite field. And he gets rewarded with a single.
1 out, 1 on for the number 9 hitter, Dan Klusman. Klusman, right? That's what we decided.
Klusman,
Klusman,
yeah.
yes. 2 for 5 with a double for the left fielder for the Rams. Klusman, right-handed hitter against the left-hander Kane, who sets and deals. Swung on, lifted in the air to right field. Long run for Womack, but he's there. Lopes under it, makes the grab. Had to go over toward the foul line and grab it out of the sky for out number 2.
Yeah, good job by Womack. That's pretty much routine for him, ranging over to his left, making the play.
So 2 down with a runner at first in McGee, and back to the top of the order for Richard Joa. First pitch he saw of the ball game, he singled to right field. Wound up getting to third on a second on a sacrifice and stole third, but was stranded. No, he came around to score, excuse me. It was Wells who was stranded.
He came in on the single from
Right.
Wells.
Wells got the single, and Joa takes a strike, 0-1. Playing 2 today. We will not carry the second game on WMVG with Georgia Tech basketball coming up at 3:30. The stretch and the pitch missed away. Amped up the fastball some. Really had some break on it too. So the count 1-1 now on Richard Joa. Joa covered a lot of ground. Toss over to first and back to the bag safely is McGee. He covered a lot of ground out there in center field last night.
Yeah, we were talking about how there were so many fly balls from both teams, and Joa was out there making lots of plays in center field.
Stretch in the 1-1, hit in the air to left. Schmall angles toward the line, shades his eyes, makes a running catch, and that will do it in the top of the second inning for the visiting Rams. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Bobcats lead at 3-2. Georgia College baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, Just know we're always there for student athletes.
With you at John Kurtz Field, getting set for the bottom of the second inning. GC on top 3-2. Both teams scoring all the runs in the first inning. Bobcats sent 7 men to the plate, and so Philip Stiles will lead it off. He did not play last night for Georgia College. Philip as the DH for Coach Eller today.
Yeah, getting his first start of the season.
The DH, Philip Stiles.
Stiles is 2 for 4 at the plate this year as he makes his 5th game appearance, and as you said, first start. Of the 2 hits, he has a double. No runs batted in as yet, so Stiles will step to the dish, and the first pitch from O'Donnell is high and tight for a ball. Bobcats had Brendan Holler late in the ball game as the DH with a left-hand option there. Now Stiles with a right-hander swing against the left-handed pitcher, and he takes a strike on a let-up, 1-1.
Yeah, it started with Josh Fellows, a righty, and then with the lefty on the mound, and then able to get Holler an at-bat or two when went to the bullpen.
Stiles swings and hammers one straight back. It's 1-2. And the home plate umpire missed the pitcher on the new ball thrown back.
It looks like he's still got to warm up his arm a little
Yep.
bit. Still early in the game, only the second inning.
Yeah, it's only, I think, the first ball he's had to throw out there.
Yeah. Didn't take a couple warm-up
Yeah.
throws before.
1-2 now to Philip Stiles, a graduate student from Lumberton, New Jersey. He lines it, fared on the first base line. Extra bases for Stiles. He's headed for second and will check in there with a stand-up double to lead off the second inning. Nice shot down the line. First baseman Wells tried to go to his left but couldn't flag it down in time.
Yeah, good job by Stiles with 2 strikes there. Just kind of a ball on the outside part of the plate, just kind of putting his bat out there, and ends up getting rewarded with a double down the first base line.
So the 2-bagger by Stiles, his second 2-base hit of the season. And that stayed fair by inches down the line. And here's Cal Gentry with a chance to drive in another run for the Cats. The freshman takes it down low, bounces around off the plate, heading to third. On the wild pitch is Stiles.
That was a great read by Stiles, able to see it from second base. Saw that the ball was going into the dirt and made a nice read and able to get third base easily.
Even if Wells, or rather McGee, comes up with that ball, he's still going to have to try and throw him out. So Gentry at 396, the Bobcat leader in average for the regulars, takes it high for ball 2, 2-0. Cal's batting average is starting to catch up to the pitchers a little bit. They're
Yeah.
up around the infield defensively, saw that. 2-0 pitch. Driven in the air to center field. Joa back on it. He won't catch up to this one. It lands 4 steps in front of the warning track. Trotting in from third is Stiles, and heading to third with a triple is Cal Gentry. Man, what a shot that was as Joa was playing in just a little bit. He hightailed it back toward the fence, but it sailed over his head for the triple.
Yeah, at first that looked like it was almost going to be a routine fly to center, but that line drive going at the outfielder is one of the hardest balls to judge, and it just sailed right over his head. And then the wheels by Gentry getting around the base path was very impressive as he gets an RBI, raises his average up, and it's now 4-2 lead for Georgia College.
Hitting above 400 now in the season. Slow change is up high, actually down low, I should say, to Maddox. 9 RBI now on the season for Cal, and that's his second triple to go with 2 doubles on the year. 20th hit of the campaign. This one's hit high in the air to short right field. Second baseman out, right fielder coming in, camps under it, makes the catch, And no attempt to advance on it by Gentry because that was a really short fly ball in right field.
Yeah, just a little too shallow for, we were just talking about Gentry's wheels, maybe a little too shallow for him to try that one, as Maddox wasn't able to get it far enough in the outfield to score the run.
So Maddox goes 0 for 1 officially. Was walked in the first inning and came around to score the first run for the Bobcats. GC now leads at 4-2 here in the bottom of the second inning. Clayton Ayers stands in. Clayton with a single in the first, and he looks at a strike at the letters outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, he'll look to do the same thing he did in the first at-bat, put it right between shortstop and third, especially with the infield in.
Yes, they pulled it in again, trying to choke off this run at third base with less than 2 out. O'Donnell with the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Missed outside. McGee tried to bring it back into the zone, but the man in black behind the plate had nothing to say for it. It's 1-1.
Yeah, first pitch was outside corner. Maybe tried to go a little farther outside, and the umpire didn't call it.
O'Donnell's pitch up high with a fastball, 2-1. And they're starting to wiggle around and get ready in the bullpen for the Rams.
Yeah, it looks like there's a player stretching out on the mound.
O'Donnell with the double set. Runner at third and 1 out. The pitch outside, ball 3, 3-1. Ayers with a chance to do some more damage offensively for Georgia College. Clayton, after his single, scored later in the inning. His second at bat of the game already. The stretch from O'Donnell, the 3-1 pitch, is hit in the air to right field. It's fading toward the bullpen, and it will land just by the bullpen bench. They gave chase, but unable to catch up to it.
Yeah, everyone in the bullpen just kind of staying put. No one really moving around over there.
So it's a 3-2 pitch coming up. Ayers awaits O'Donnell's offering. Here it is. Outside and high, ball 4. Did not really have good command of that one.
Yeah, good job by Ayers to be patient, not to chase the ball, and he gets rewarded with a walk.
So first and third for the Bobcats with just 1 down. Now they'll go back defensively into a double play setup just in case.
Yeah, it looks like they'll still be somewhat in on the corners.
Right, third baseman's even with the bag, it looks like. First baseman will hold with Ayers. O'Donnell with a set, and the first pitch to Purcell is up high again. 1-0. That changeup is not quite cooperating for O'Donnell.
Yeah, it looks like he's not getting on top of it, and he's leaving it up.
Benson awaits a swing next here. We got back-to-back Brandons again. The set and the 1-0 comes inside with a fastball, and Purcell almost got plunked by it. 2-0. Cats lead at 4-2, bottom of the second, game 1 today. Good lead at first by Ayers. The 2-0, and Ayers instead will draw the throw and hop back to the bag standing up. Not much of a breeze today compared to what we had last night. Slightly in toward left. Only about 3 or 4 miles an hour, it looks like. That's nice.
Yeah, nice sunny day out here.
2-0 pitch, missed low and inside. And it's 3-0, and I saw O'Donnell's head kind of snap down instead of trying to stay level with the catcher's mitt.
Well, it looks like they're about to have a little chat on the mound of maybe seeing that as well, what you saw.
Coach Pat Horvath will send out his pitching coach. There's assistants are T.J. Bergman, Ryan Bush, Anthony Goncalves, and Michael Grofsick. So one of those 4 is the pitching coach out on the hill right now. That's the bad thing about coaches not wearing uniform numbers. You can't really tell who they are unless you do your homework, and obviously I didn't do my homework.
Hey, you got a 1 in 4 chance, though, if you really want to make a guess.
Well, the confab is over as the pitching coach heads back to the dugout. We know Nolan Belcher is our pitching coach.
Yes.
And Jake Sandlin handles the first base coaching duties. And Kent Rollins helps out in the dugout.
It helps when you know your home team.
Well, you're right. Ball 4 outside to load the bases. Yeah, you're a little more familiar with him, right?
Yep, definitely.
So O'Donnell walks the last 2 batters,
Now batting for the
and their
Bobcats,
right-hander is
shortstop,
finally getting
Brandon
serious out in the
Benson.
bullpen. And here's Brandon Benson with a chance to really bust this thing open. He had a 2-run single in the first inning, later stole second and scored on the hit by Garrett Green.
Yeah, this is not the guy you want up at the plate, leading the team in home runs and RBIs. Already got 2 RBIs today.
O'Donnell's first pitch up high, ball 1. Now he's steering the ball a little bit, just trying to find the strike zone as best he can.
Yeah, now trying to aim it more than throwing it.
Right. Benson digs in. That average getting up ever closer to 300 now for Brandon. And he'll swing and chop one foul back over our heads and out of play. 1-1 now to Brandon. The senior out of Loganville, all Peach Belt second team last season, and a Peach Belt Conference Silver Scholar. So good academics as well for Mr. Benson, and he'll rope one foul. Got on top of that one early, and it bounds and hits a car. Ouch. I don't think Brandon has to pay for that, does he?
Hopefully not.
That's the danger of parking up in the parking lot above.
But yeah, he took that off-speed pitch. It was coming in on his hands, and he was real out in front on that.
1-2 now to Benson. Only 1 out. Bases are loaded for him. The shortstop awaits the pitch from O'Donnell, and he'll swing and pop it up right side. Will it get out of play? Wells over in front of their dugout will make the catch. And Benson unable to get the runners around with a pop foul.
If we had the wind that we had last night, that probably would have gone out of play, but
Exactly.
just not as strong today. Able to keep it in play.
So Schmall with a final chance for the Bobcats to score with the bases loaded here. A run in the second. GC leading at 4-2. You've got Gentry at third. Ayers is at second. Purcell is on at first. Nate with a pop out to the third baseman in the first inning. And waits on the first pitch. Breaking pitch outside for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Nate in his first at-bat got out in front on an off-speed pitch and just popped it up to the third baseman. See if he can stay back here, drive one back up the middle.
Start of the day at 3:19. Trying to bring some teammates in with 2 down. The 1-0 pitch. Driven to the right side, but foul. Wells will get it on 2 hops in foul territory. 1-1 now on Nate. Did a nice job of putting a charge into that one and made Wells have to go get it, even though he knew it was a foul.
Yeah, keep Wells on his toes over at first base.
Schmall digs in. Cats with a 2-run lead. The stretch. The pitch from O'Donnell. Hit in the air to right center field. Will it get down? No. The right fielder, a sliding catch to make the grab. Klusman on the catch, and that'll do it for the Bobcats. So GC strands the bases loaded, but still picking up a run on just 1 hit. No errors in those 3 big runners left on. At the end of 2 innings, Bobcats lead at 4-2. Georgia College baseball on Sports Radio 1450. Klusman is.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Bobcats on top 4-2 as we head to the third inning. Kane Keith with a 2-run advantage now. And he's still on the hill. We'll be facing Lorenzo, Coranta, and Wells.
Yeah, it was nice last inning. Keith able to settle in some after the rough first inning. And see if we'll do the same thing here in the third.
I apologize to Brandon's family. I, for some reason, have a mental block on how to pronounce his last name. Quaranta?
I'm going to go with Quaranta on that.
Quaranta,
Now
okay.
batting for the Rams, Christopher Lorenzo.
So Lorenzo, with a sacrifice in the first inning, got Joa over to scoring position, who eventually scored. And the first pitch to him is high and away for a ball. The Rams with some maroon on their uniforms looks a lot like the Phillies maroon in days gone by. Swung on, popped up, foul, right side, going to get out of play. Ayers with a chase, but ran out of real estate. Lorenzo starting at second base today in this second game of the series. Was a pinch hitter in the 9th inning last night. Swing and a miss. He really helped out Kane. That pitch looked like it was in the left-hand hitter's box.
Yeah, it looked like that was tailing a little bit outside. But he got him to swing, so now it'll be 1-2.
Next pitch low and away. 2-2 now the count on Lorenzo. Kane Keith quickly back to work. That one's off the end of the bat, right to Clayton Ayers. Hopped off the lip of the grass, and good coverage by the Bobcats pitcher Keith for the out.
Yeah, good job by Keith with the ground ball to first base. Getting over a nice feed from Ayers to Keith for the put out.
And a slowly hit ground ball. Took a last second hop off the lip of the grass and bounded up for Clayton. Fortunately, he played it well.
Yeah, kind of had a weird spin to it as it wasn't on the hands of Lorenzo.
Quaranta at the plate. DH today, was a left fielder last night, and he takes it high on a fastball, 1-0. Brandon walked and scored a run in the first inning.
Yeah, they got a Brandon, we got 2 Brandons.
Very popular name about 20 years ago, obviously. Fastball at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Yeah, the Bobcats also have a Brendan on the roster.
Gets very confusing
Brendan
when all of them are in the lineup.
Strike on the outside corner again, and their Brandon not too pleased with that call. It's 1-2. Big, powerful right-handed hitter, hitting .500 for the season. Fastball just missed outside and low. It's 2-2.
Yeah, Keith wanted that outside part of the plate, wanted to ring him up, and the umpire wouldn't give it to him.
The senior kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Dropped by Purcell. He'll have to throw him out to complete the out, and does. And that will be strikeout number 2 for Kane Keith. And Quaranta heads back to the dugout. 2 out, nobody on for Stephen Wells, and that's exactly what you want with a big slugger coming up. Nobody on board ahead of him to try and tie the game.
Yeah, that way, in case he does use his power, we'll still have the lead.
We're going to knock wood once again. I almost got in trouble last night. Pitch is taken for a strike by Wells. Wells with a single and an RBI in the first inning. Also stole his first base of the season, taking third. The 0-1 pitch. That one's hitting the gap to right center field. It's cut off by Wesley Womack. He pivots and fires it back in to hold Wells to a long single. So Wells having a good day. He's 2 for 2. And he keeps the inning going for the Rams. Melendez, the left fielder, will come up. He had a sacrifice fly to right field to plate a run in the first inning, his 3rd RBI of the season. Really spreads out at the plate and points that left foot down toward third base.
Yeah, he's got a nice wide stance.
And the foot comes back toward the pitcher as the pitch comes his way. It's taken low for a ball, 1-0. Melendez was the DH last night.
Yeah, him and Quaranta switch spots as Quaranta's DHing now, as he was in left field last night.
Home run cut comes up empty, does Melendez, the senior outfielder from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Has the count go to 1-1 on him. 2 out, runner at first base. Cats with a 2-run lead. Here's the set. And the pitch. Hit back through the box and hit to right field. It'll go for a base hit. Womack again gathers it in right center. So back-to-back singles, keeping things going for the Rams. They're playing station-to-station ball right now to try and get back in this contest.
Yeah, Keith got the 2 quick outs, and now he's giving up 2 singles to right field. Hopefully he can settle down here and get that final out.
And that base hit will get the bullpen going as
Grant
Kahn's up there throwing again. He threw a lot last night, did not come into the ball game. He's in the bullpen early. The set from Kane Keith, and the first pitch to McTaggart is taken low for a ball, 1-0. The Rams shortstop with a single in the first inning, but then was caught stealing a 1-3-6. Not holding the runner at first are the Bobcats. McTaggart, 1-0 pitch is popped up left side, foul territory. Back for it is the third baseman near the fence. Can't make the catch. Cal Gentry with a great effort got over near the fence, and my view was obscured, and I think he slammed into something down there, but he's okay. Andy Hoppenjan came out of the dugout.
Yeah, we were blocked by our home team dugout there, third base dugout. So we couldn't really see a whole lot of what happened, but we ended up seeing the ball kind of trickle away on the other side of the fence.
Gentry says he's okay and will take his spot back at third base. 1-1 the count on McTaggart with 2 on and 2 out. Deep in that left-hand hitter's box, that back line is just about gone already with a bunch of lefties that the Rams put up today. The stretch from Kane Keith, and the 1-1 behind the batter. That one slipped out of his hands. And give McTaggart some credit. He just stayed right there, didn't even flinch.
And even better job by Purcell, because that's a hard ball to catch when you got the batter there.
You bet.
So when his vision gets blocked by the baseball, you kind of got to guess where it's going to end up. So great job by him to not let the runners advance.
Hitter's pitch to McTaggart, 2-1 offering on the way. He missed outside, 3-1, and Kane Keith, one bad one away from loading the bases.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with this pitch here. The hitters count 3-1.
Keith looks in for the sign from Purcell. And here's the 3-1 offering to McTaggart. Off the end of the bat, foul, or ricochets right back out onto the field, and Gentry will field it. Throw it back to the dugout. So that loads the count and allows the base runners to get a head start. So the payoff pitch coming from Kane Keith to David McTaggart. Instead, he will wheel towards second base. Nobody in white around the base. And Wells scampered back.
Yeah, Keith knows the runners are going to get a head start here, so trying to keep them honest.
Trim off that lead just a little bit for the flash at second. The set and the 3-2 pitch with the runners going. It's outside for ball 4. So after getting the first 2 outs, the Rams with back-to-back singles and a walk have loaded the bases off Kane Keith. And Grant Kahn continues to throw in the Bobcat bullpen. Nobody coming out of the dugout as yet for GC. And Peter DeMeglio comes up. DeMeglio struck out looking in the second inning. And Keith would really like to have another K here.
Yeah, he's kind of put himself into a pickle here with 2 outs. Like you said, it'd be nice for DeMeglio to have a repeat of his first step out.
Kane will go from the full windup, and the first pitch, curveball outside corner. Might have been a change. A little bit of a break, but mostly just a slow one coming in. 0-1 on DeMeglio. And the next pitch from Keith is line foul over their dugout toward the softball diamond, and Kane has a quick 0-2 count.
Yeah, good job by Keith to get ahead after walking the last batter, get ahead 0-2.
DeMeglio digs in on the right side. The 0-2 offering to him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Actually foul tipped it into the catcher's mitt. And DeMeglio helps out Kane Keith and the Bobcats. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the bases loaded left by the Rams. Still 4-2, Georgia College with the lead. We'll come back for the bottom of the third in just a moment. GC Baseball, Sports Radio, 1450. Bottom of the third at Kurtz Field, Georgia College with a 4-2 lead. Garrett Green to start it off, followed by Wesley Womack and Philip Stiles. Bobcats with a 9-5 record, perfect at the Kurtz at 8-0, and hope to extend that to 9-0 here, and maybe 10-0. Why not? Let's get into double figures in both the overall wins and wins at home.
Get a nice winning streak going too. We got 2 in a row right now. Let's double that, get up to 4.
Garrett Green with a single and a run batted in the first inning. His 8th ribby of the year, leads off the inning, and the left-hander O'Donnell fires a strike at the outside corner. 0-1.
Yeah, O'Donnell back out there for the bottom of the third. Looks like they have someone stretching out over in the bullpen.
They did have a right-hander throwing in last inning because of the issues. And the pitch is taken outside for a ball, 1-1 by Garrett Green, the Bobcats' second sacker out of North Oconee High School, and a native of Bogart, Georgia. And he'll drive it up the middle. That'll get down for a base knock. Good start to the third as Garrett Green continues a good day at the plate. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, good job by Green. Again, driving it right back up the middle. Center fielder was shading him a little over towards left, and he hit that one a little over towards right field. And Joa had no chance on that one. Nice hit by Green.
Wesley Womack will come up, the Bobcat right fielder, with a fly to center field in the first inning. That ended the frame for GC as the Bobcats put 7 men to the plate in the first and 7 more to the plate in the second. Runners going, pitch is taken for a ball. Throw down to second is...
Did he tag him?
No, the ball scooted past him.
Oh.
I thought he had it too, but the second baseman behind the bag wound up with a baseball in his glove.
Yeah, I thought McTaggart had the ball, and like you said, it went by McTaggart and went to Lorenzo.
So Garrett Green gets a stolen base, and Coach Eller will come and have a quick chat with Wesley Womack in the cutout area around home plate, the artificial surface there. And for Garrett Green, that will be his second stolen base in 2 tries. So Womack has his marching orders, and we'll head back to the left side of the dish. They are up at the corners. Third baseman doing the side saddle thing in case there's a play at third.
Yeah, might have something going on right here.
Womack gonna drive it through for a base hit into center field. Rounding third is Garrett Green. He will score as the throw is cut off between the mound and second base, and the Bobcats lead at 5-2. That was a swing with authority for Mr. Womack.
Yeah, put a nice charge into it. Again, another hit right back up the middle. Diving attempt by Lorenzo was unsuccessful, and now we have a 3-run lead, 5-2 for the Bobcats.
Wesley connecting on his 11th run batted in of the year.
Yeah, continues his hot streak after the 5 RBIs last night.
That's a 6 RBI series so far for Wesley Womack.
We're not even halfway through game 2.
First pitch swinging and fouling it back is Philip Stiles. That one straight back. Philip with a double went to third on a wild pitch in the second inning and then came around to score the 4th run of the day for GC. Bobcats with a 5-2 advantage. Bobcats with 6 hits so far in the contest.
Yeah, it's nice to see get started a little earlier than they did last night.
Yeah, it was taking forever to get some runs on the board last night, but it had a great pitcher to go against. And time requested as Philip Stiles has to retie the shoe, it looks like. Cleat got loose on him. I think that's what he's doing, but we don't have a monitor, so.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to get ready to run for another extra base hit.
There you go.
Of course, has to take the batting gloves off too. It's always one of the hardest things.
Tie your shoe with batting gloves.
Shoes with batting gloves.
Right.
I know from experience. Very hard, very challenging. So.
And that's the thing now. Everybody's got to wear 2 batting gloves.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare to see somebody bat without any gloves on.
I mean, it's either 2 batting gloves or none. I haven't seen 1 batting glove a whole lot.
Next pitch is down low and inside for a ball. 1-1 the count on Philip Stiles. Coach Eller with a series of signs. In the third base box, Jake Sandlin coaching at first and right near the runner's box. That's an unusual sight there. Hope Jakey's got good reflexes. Back through the box for a base hit. Almost took the glove off the pitcher. Again, the Bobcats going right up the middle with the shots.
Yeah, we're talking about good reflexes by our first base coach. You need reflexes for the pitcher. O'Donnell on that one. So that came close to hitting him. Like you said, another hit right back up the middle for us.
That's 3 in a row up the gut for the Bobcats here in this 3rd inning. And that may be the end of the line for O'Donnell. It looks like, yes, Coach Horvath is going to be making the move to the bullpen. So Pat Horvath, the head coach of the Rams, comes out of the dugout and will relieve O'Donnell of his duties. We'll tell you about the reliever for the Rams when we come back after a 30-second break. 30-second timeout, Georgia College baseball on Sports Radio 1450. Bullpen time for the Rams of Philadelphia University as Jake Goldberg comes on. Goldberg pitched the 8th inning last night and gave up an infield single. Faced 5 Bobcats, walked another one. So his 2nd appearance of the series already for Jake Goldberg.
As the bullpen's got to eat up a lot of innings today.
Yeah, you got a double dip here, and you're already into the bullpen here in the 3rd inning.
Not a good sign for things to come.
Goldberg, no record, no ERA as yet. That was his first appearance of the season last night. Right-handed hitter, or right-handed pitcher, excuse me. Goldberg from Morrisville, Pennsylvania, and a junior, getting the final tune-up tosses in. Bobcats have runners at first and second with another run in here in the 3rd and nobody out. Goldberg will face Cal Gentry.
Yeah, what a treat for him to face the Bobcat with the best batting average on the team.
Yeah, Gentry's got to be back up above 400 with that triple that scored a run in the 2nd inning. Gentry started the day at 396, so now he is 20 out of 49 at the plate overall. 9 ribbies, 2 doubles, 2 triples. Left-handed hitting 3rd baseman. Squaring to bunt, pops it up to the top of the backstop, and it's 0-1. Trying to push those runners into scoring position for the top of the order in Logan Maddox.
Yeah, usually what do you expect from the 9 hitters? Get a bunch of all the situational baseball, so stuff like hidden runs, sac bunts, and trying to get a sac bunt here to advance the runners into scoring position for, like you said, the top of the order.
The stretch, the 0-1. He bunts again back toward the mound. The only play will be to first as Goldberg fires low, but it's picked up by the second baseman for the putout. So the sacrifice is successful. Gentry retired 1-4 as Cal comes up with his third sacrifice hit of the season. He does move the runners up 90 feet. Womack is on at third. Stiles on at second with only one down. Time for Logan Maddox to come through.
Got the infield in again, trying to prevent more runs from scoring on a ground ball.
Lowe is 0 for 6 for the series. He walked his first time up in the first inning. He'll sky one to left field. Should be deep enough. Backing up on it still is Melendez. Moves to his left, makes the catch. The throw to go to third. And the Bobcats have plated another run on the sacrifice fly off the bat of Logan Maddox.
Yeah, not a hit by Maddox. Still looking for that first hit of the series, but still a successful at bat as he's able to drive in the run.
Logan's 5th sacrifice fly of the season already. That'll give him 16 RBI. Maddox leads the club in sac flies. And now Clayton Ayers with 2 down. Goldberg with a stretch and the first pitch to Ayers. Inside, knocked around by Matt McGee, rather.
Yeah, Stiles couldn't take advantage of him losing it because it kind of got stuck behind Ayers, so couldn't really see that the ball was getting away. It's a good job by Stiles just to stay put.
McGee with some sunglasses on. You rarely see that for catchers. Took the mask off and saw the shades on him. The look to second by Goldberg and the 1-0 pitch. Down the middle and fouled on a play right side. Wells gives chase, but that lands between the bullpen area for the Rams and the sidewalk here at Kurtzfield and Peeler Complex. So the Peeler Hall boys on top with a 6-2 score. First game of 2 between the Bobcats and the Rams this afternoon. Ayers digs in, awaits a 1-1 pitch. Pickoff play at second, back safely.
Yeah, it looks like they tried a little daylight play right there for the shortstop. Just see if they could try and get anything going, get that third out.
Stiles there at second, got back safely. And Goldberg is ready again, takes a long look to second and pitches to the plate. Down on the dirt, knocked in front of the dish down the third baseline again by McGee.
Yeah, it didn't help Stiles that it was going towards the base that he was wanting to go to, so he had to stay put at second base. Again, another good block by McGee behind the plate.
And the goalies for the Philadelphia Flyers could learn a few things, I imagine, from Mr. McGee. He's doing a good job of blocking things back there. Long look in by Goldberg. The right-hander sets and comes to the plate. Pop foul back out of play to the right side. Really reached out for that one. Did Clayton Ayers.
Now we're in a Deuces Wild situation.
There you go. And a runner at second base. Another tip of the cap to Mr. Weston, who really loves the junior college that Clayton played at. Walla Walla Community College.
Out of Walla Walla, Washington.
Just exactly right. And the Kennewick, Washington native takes it down low again. It skips off the dish out in front of the plate. And McGee wants a new baseball for his battery mate. Do we have a full count?
Yep, we do full count.
All right, thank you. Difficult to see that 3 for some reason.
Yeah, it's with the sun out, it's kind of hard to see the scoreboard.
And the payoff pitch to Ayers is popped up right side. That'll get out of the Kurtzfield zone and bound off toward the softball diamond. Almost caught the netting again. So Ayers stays alive. Clayton 1 for 1 plus a walk. Scored a run in the first inning. Bobcats gave up 2 in the top of the first and took the lead with 3 in the bottom half of the inning. Ayers skies it into left field. Coming in is Melendez, loping in a hurry, and now makes the catch. That one was a long run for Melendez, who is playing back and deep on Ayers. But Georgia College picks up 2 more runs on a total of 3 hits. And GC leads it 6-2 as we head to the 4th inning. Georgia College baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
To Kurtz Field, the Bobcats on top 6-2 over the Rams of Philadelphia University. Bobcats on the road Tuesday as they play at Erskine. And then they'll be right back home next weekend. Single games in Peach Belt Conference action against Montevallo. A Friday night game, Saturday afternoon game, and Sunday afternoon game.
Yes, we'll try and get our first Peach Ball Conference victory on the season.
Yeah, get that record squared away against Montevallo.
Yeah, we got swept in 3 close ones at Flagler.
Montevallo went 1-2 in their opening series in the Peach Belt. And they won last night a non-conference game over Auburn Montgomery 4-3. They go to 10-8 on the year. So that's the Falcons next weekend. The Rams at the plate. And first pitch taken for strike 1 by Matt McGee. So Kane Keith has a 4-run advantage here, and he pitches outside for a ball. Struggled at the start, sort of like last night. But now Kane Keith is settled in.
Yes, like you said, similar to what happened to Hecht.
Right up the silo, right side. Second baseman Garrett Green calls off Ayers, and he dropped it. He did not angle against that high sky, and the ball fell off to his right. And that'll have to be an infield single, I guess, because he never came up with touching the ball in the air.
Yeah, it looks like the sun kind of got to him again. Wind looks like it's starting to pick up a little bit, but probably more sun than wind it looked like on that one as he was trying to shield it with his glove.
Kane Keith fires a fastball into Klusman, the right fielder. Fly to his counterpart Womack in right field in the second inning. So a little bad luck single. Ground ball left side, through into base hit to left field.
Yeah, just too hard hit and too high of a hop for Benson to handle and try and get at least 1 out of it.
2 on, nobody out. Back to the top for the Rams. And Grant Kahn will get that orange glove and start throwing in the bullpen again for the Bobcats.
He's been warming up a lot these past 2 days. Like you said, he never came in last night. Once again, he's going to start warming up in the bullpen.
He kind of threw half a ball game out in that bullpen.
Maybe why they had him sit, maybe why they didn't have him come into the game. He threw so much out in the bullpen.
Bobcats up at the corners. Bunt attempt down the third base line and a good one. Gentry will field, fire to first and get him. Nice job by Cal Gentry. Barehanded that ball as it bounded between the grass and the dirt of the foul line.
Yeah, it's a great play by Gentry as hit the lip of the grass, started rolling towards foul ground. Just a nice play, threw off of 1 foot, able to get the runner by a step.
Ayers able to get back to the bag also to take the throw. So good job by Joa to get the sacrifice down. He sends McGee to third and Klusman to second. And for Joa, that'll be his first sacrifice hit of the 17 campaign. Lorenzo comes up. GC with a 4-run lead, but got to traverse some choppy waters right now in the 4th inning.
Yeah, you wonder with Lorenzo, as he didn't play last night, if they may have some sort of situation going on right here.
We may not find out between Kane and Lorenzo as Coach Eller is out of the dugout. Grant Kahn still throwing in the Bobcat bullpen. No indication as yet that the Cats will go to the pen. Kane Keith hearing from his head coach right now.
Oh, it looks like he's coming out.
He will give him the baseball, will Kane. So the afternoon over for Kane Keith. And Grant Kahn will come in. We'll get his numbers to you right after we take a 30-second timeout. 2nd and 3rd with 1 out for the Rams. GC leads at 6-2 in the 4th. This is Bobcat Baseball on Sports Radio 1450. The move to the bullpen for the Bobcats as Georgia College will bring on Grant Kahn. And Kahn making his 5th appearance, all in relief. 0.96 earned run average for Grant. He's pitched in 9 1/3 innings, given up 4 runs, only 1 of which was earned. 4 strikeouts and 6 walks, so that's a little reverse of what you want. And a .289 batting average with a couple of wild pitches and 2 hit batsmen as well for the native of Texas.
Yeah, like you said, not a very good strikeout to walk ratio. Then obviously with the 2 wild pitches and 2 hit batsmen, just got to try and find his command here. Hopefully he'll be able to do so as he's coming in a tough situation with guys on 2nd and 3rd, and we're getting towards the middle of the Rams lineup as we're up with a 2-hitter, Christopher Lorenzo, right now.
Well, McGee started the inning with a tough luck infield single, a pop fly to the right side of the diamond that Garrett Green unable to catch up with. And then a base hit by Klusman to left. Sacrifice bunt pushed him to 2nd and 3rd. That's where we stand with Lorenzo coming up to face Grant Kahn.
Now batting for the Rams,
We'll get the numbers
Lorenzo.
on Kane Keith as quickly as we can. Kahn will go for the full windup. And the first pitch, fastball in for a strike. Now Grant will amp it up a little bit fastball-wise.
Yeah, it's a good job by him to get ahead in the count, as we were talking about. He's had a little bit of struggles with command earlier in his some of his earlier appearances, so it's a good job for him to get ahead with a strike.
Lorenzo with a sacrifice bunt and a ground out. And he'll chop one down the 3rd baseline. It will land foul and be tagged by Gentry there. Count squares up at 1-1. Wells running on contact. I'm sorry, it's 0-2 on the count. Grant, a business management major at GC, 5'10", 155, the senior from Richmond, Texas. Graduate of William B. Travis High School. And the 0-2 offering. Down in the dirt, knocked around by Purcell. Nobody can advance. The ball stays in the batter's circle.
Yeah, good job by Purcell to knock it down and not let it get too far away, as there is a runner on 3rd.
Kahn with both feet on the rubber as he takes the sign from Purcell. The 1-2 pitch from Kahn to Lorenzo. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and he's mad about that one. I thought he caught it, but apparently not. They will throw down to first to complete the out. And Kahn with a big punch out there. Lorenzo chasing a pitch low and away and in the dirt in the left-hand batter's box. So 2 down with 2 on, and now Quarenta with a chance to put a dent in one and get the Rams back in the ball game here. Their big hitter slams one foul up on the third base bank, rolling toward the folks up on the hill.
Yeah, once again, going towards another car as there's an inside pitch that he got out in front of.
0-1, a strikeout and a walk for their DH. Grant Kahn's pitch down in the dirt, knocked around again, but no advancement. Just about the same spot where he retrieved the first one, a little bit further toward their dugout. One and one the count on Brandon Quarenta. Grant Kahn kicks and deals. Breaking pitch just missed inside.
Yeah, it looked like it was it broke enough to the inside part of the plate, but umpire didn't call it, so now it's going to go 2-1.
McGee off third, Klusman off second with 2 down, and the 2-1 pitch. Strike on the outside corner at the knees. Quarenta decided that wasn't quite where he wanted it.
Got another Deuces Wild right here.
The official Deuces Wild with 2 runners on. And the 2-2 pitch hit in the air to left field. Stumbling is Schmall. He's up against the wall. It's gone. He one-handed that one, folks. The top hand came off the bat, and it lands right by the scoreboard for a 3-run dinger as Grant Kahn gives up the home run to their powerful designated hitter, Quarenta.
Yeah, as you said, he was out in front on that one, kind of leaning out over the plate, and that's kind of why he had the one hand when he had hit it. And it just kept on carrying, and it just got out of the ballpark.
We got us a ball game again at 6-5. And here's a guy who could tie it up with a one swing of the bat. Stephen Wells takes it outside for a ball. Quarenta with his 4th home run of the season. He's in double figures in RBI now with 10.
Yeah, it's like you said, Wells is trying to continue his successful day as he's already 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
Yeah, the first one brought in the first run of the day. 2-0 pitch from Kahn, hit in the air to left field again, but Schmall will track that one down and make the catch of the sinking line drive. But the damage done, a big 3-run home run with 2 outs off the bat of Brandon Quarenta. Makes it a 6-5 Bobcat lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to Georgia College Baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
Think of the NCAA as a spirit squad, cheering for student athletes at every big event and every small one. We'd be there in the classroom, at graduation, at their first job interview. Okay, so don't think of us as a spirit squad. Think of us as a mascot. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes. Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
After the 3-run dinger off Grant Kahn, and the Rams will go to the bullpen. We've got a right-hander up and throwing, and we're trying to get a number on him. It looks like it's 43. Thank you, Angie. Andrew Dark, sophomore from Haddonfield, New Jersey, and Haddonfield High, will come into the contest for the Rams.
Now pitching for the Rams, number 43, Andrew Dark.
And Dark will make his 2nd appearance of the season. He's got a 4.15 earned run average, no record as yet. He's pitched in 4 1/3 innings with his first outing of the year. Gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. Struck out 3, did not walk a batter, and 18 batters against him, hit .278. Brandon Purcell will greet him first, and he'll chop one over the mound toward shortstop. Coming in, fielding and firing, and getting him is McTaggart for the first out. So Purcell grounds out. McTaggart had to come in on a slowly top ball.
Yeah, it was a nice play by McTaggart, able to, even though Purcell was hustling down the line, able to get him by a couple steps.
1 up and 1 down on 1 pitch for Brandon Benson. Benson 1 for 2, a single to drive in 2 runs in the first inning, and he popped out to foul territory to first baseman Wells. His first pitch will skip off the front edge of the plate and bound back to the backstop. 1-0 on Mr. Benson. Marketing major here at GC. The senior from Loganville awaits the pitch. Fastball missed low. Broke away from him at the end as well. 2-0. Brandon, as we said last night, over the first 3 years has fashioned a .318 batting average. He skies one deep to left field. See ya! Benson leaves the yard again. That one wound up on a batting cage behind the wall in left field. And the Cats lead at 7-5.
Yeah, Benson there just showing off his power, showing why he leads the team in home runs. He's able to hit his 8th one out of the park with a hitter's pitch to a 2-0 count.
One of those no-doubters to left field. I was just trying to build the drama. As Brandon touches them all. And the Bobcats have Nate Small at the plate, and he'll drive one to right field. Extra bases for him, possibly. They get over very quickly and hold him to a long single. Nice job by the right fielder, Klusman, to cut that one off, or else Small has a 2-bagger, but he's satisfied with a single right there.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Small to stay back. And like you said, nice job by Klusman, get over there, ranging to his left, get it in quickly, and not allow extra bases.
One out, 1 on, 1 in for the Bobcats for Garrett Green. And he'll back out of the box. As he awaits the first pitch from Andrew Dark. The set and the deal. Breaking pitch hung a little high. Ball 1.
Yeah, looks like he didn't snap the wrist on that one. Left it up.
Womack waits on deck. Garrett 2 for 2. He's driven in a run and scored a run. And he takes a pitch outside for a ball. It's a 2-0 count to the Bobcats' second baseman.
He's got to be careful with this pitch, as it was a 2-0 count that Benson was able to put one out of the park.
Strike on the outside corner at the knees. 2-1. Green looks down at Coach Eller, see if there's any play on. The stretch and the pitch. Back to the shortstop, left of the bag. He'll tag it himself and throw on to first for the double play. So 6-3 twin killing off the bat of Garrett Green. But the Bobcats pick up a run on the homer by Brandon Benson. They now lead at 7-5 as we'll head to the 5th inning. This is Georgia College Baseball on Sports Radio 1450. Welcome back to Kurtz Field. Georgia College with a 7-5 lead after it got shrunk to 1 and then boosted back up to 2 on the long ball by Brendan Benson.
Yeah, after we gave up the 3-run homer with 2 outs, nice job to get a little insurance back, another insurance run, and bring it back to a 2-run lead. See if Grant Conn can settle down this inning.
Trying to check and see how Wells ended the inning in the top of the 4th, because we've got Melendez starting off, a line drive to left. That's right.
Now batting for the Rams, Michael Melendez.
Forgot to write that in the old scorebook. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Melendez with a sacrifice fly in the first inning and a base hit in the 3rd. And it's taken for ball 1. Grant Conn, second inning of work, fires a fastball over but low. Right-handed hitting left fielder. Waits on the pitch from Conn. He buries a fastball on the outside corner. Really reared back and fired it in. Yeah. 2-1 is the count. Conn's deal is on the outside corner. That one had a lot of late break to it and evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, 2 nice fastballs on the outside part of the plate to even up the count.
The kick and the toss from Conn. Got him swinging with a changeup. Way out in front of that one. And Melendez is the second strikeout victim of Grant Conn. 5 Rams have struck out today.
David McTaggart.
Here's McTaggart at the plate. And he'll pop one up into left field. It'll go down the third base line, left field line, and extra bases for McTaggart. Small had to go over into the back of the Bobcat bullpen to track it down.
Yeah, with the lefty hitting there, that one was slicing away from him as it went to left field and able to get extra bases there for McTaggart.
Five of the runs gathered by the Rams charged to the starter, Kane Keith.
Looks like
got a pinch hitter. Yep.
Michael Taffy.
Redshirt sophomore from Philadelphia out of Father Judge High School. And this will be his first appearance of the series. And he takes it outside corner for a strike. Check it, it was outside for a ball. Right-handed hitter with a runner at second base and one down. Time at the plate. Grant Conn steps off the rubber. Taffy appears to be making his first plate appearance of the season. Don't see him listed on the stat sheet here. And it's low and inside. Ball 2.
He's got a very open stance, almost standing straight up, not a whole lot of crouch to it.
Michael spells the last name T-A-F-F-E, so it may be just Taff, but one or the other.
I kind of like Taffy more, so.
Lines went foul to the backstop. 2-1 now the count on the pinch hitter, as he will take the place of DeMeglio. DeMeglio struck out looking and swinging. Grant Conn with a 2-1 offering on the way to Michael Taffy. And it will not be made as Grant will step off the rubber. Nobody throwing in the Bobcat bullpen. A 7-5 GC lead with a 1 out and 1 on in the 5th inning. First game of the doubleheader. The stretch, Conn's 2-1 pitch. Instead, a balk is called.
Looks like Purcell tried to call time there late, but Conn was already in his delivery. Kind of threw him off.
So McTaggart will get to third base on the balk. That's the first balk of the season charged to a Bobcat hurler. So now they got a runner in scoring position with less than 2 out. Bobcats are playing back defensively. Fastball missed low, 3-1. And the Ram fans and the Rams themselves are enjoying this. Try to climb back into it again, down by 2.
Yeah, like you said, the infield's back, so it's looking like we'll concede the run and take the out on a grounder.
3-1 pitch, slap to the backstop. That loads up the count at 3-2. So Kahn with a chance to get out of the inning, out of the situation with a punch out here. He'd love to have that, not allow McTaggart to score. The 3-2 pitch, popped up, foul out of play right side. Over near the softball diamond again. It's been a ball magnet over there.
I guess because no softballs playing,
right.
It's missing some baseballs.
Taffy digs back in on the right side. The 3-2 pitch once more. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kind of went up the ladder a little bit. And a little extra sauce on that one from Grant Kahn.
Yeah, good job by Grant Kahn to elevate his fastball. He's got some pretty good heat, able to elevate it where Taffy just couldn't catch up to it, and he gets the second out of the inning.
Big strikeout there. The runner at third with 2 down now, and here's Matt McGee. Big cut and a miss. He tried to tie the ball game up.
Yeah, big swing.
McGee, a perfect day so far. Pair of singles. The second was the infield pop-up dropped by Garrett Green. Down in the dirt, nice stop by Purcell. That gets through the wickets, and it could be issues for the Bobcats. 1-1 now the count on Matt McGee. Kahn will pitch from the windup with 2 out. Popped up, fouled out of play. Softball diamond, here it comes. Oh, it just missed the bleachers by home plate. So Kahn ahead in the count, 1-2. A 1-out double and a balk got McTaggart to third with only 1 out. Slider low and away and did not miss by much. 2-2 now the count. Purcell hangs out a sign for Grant Kahn. The Texan rocks and deals. Fastball hit in the air to left field, playable, hanging way up there. A major league fly ball to left, and Schmall will gather it in for out number 3. So the Rams threaten but do not score. They leave a runner in scoring position here in the 5th inning. Georgia College 7, Philadelphia University 5. Back in just a moment for GC Baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Bottom of the 5th rolls around. The Bobcats with a 7-5 advantage over the Rams of Philadelphia University. Bottom third of the order due up for GC. Womack, Stiles, and Gentry. Checking to see who the new third baseman will be for the visitors.
Looks like it might be number 46. Because Joe is number 45 and he's a lefty. So I think he's still out there in center.
So Taffy was the pinch hitter, and we'll see who's going to take DeMeglio's spot at third. And we are saying 45.
It's either 45 or 46. We can't tell, so.
It's got to be 46 because Joe is the center fielder.
Yeah, and Joe is a lefty, so
right.
he wouldn't move to third base.
Robert Wood is a freshman utility player for Philadelphia, so he may be stationed in the hot corner right now. Womack started off with a strike. Changeup misses high and away for a ball. 1-1 on Wesley. 1 for 2 on the day. Fly to center. A single in the third to drive in his 11th run of the year, and that one bounces up there and got a piece of the home plate umpire, I think.
Yeah, it looks like the catcher will give him a little breather by going out to talk to the pitcher.
2-1 now the count on Wesley Womack, who's having a great series. 6 runs batted in, had 5 last night. Had a home run and 2 doubles for his 3 hits.
And he's got a single today, 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
So 4 for 6 for Wesley at the plate against the Rams thus far. Everybody ready, and we'll go with a 2-1 offering. Up high with a fastball. Wesley almost pulled the trigger on it, but laid off. And it's 3-1. Dark on for his second inning of work. And that's a fly ball to right field, but right in the tracks of Klusman for out number 1.
Yeah, Womack put a good hit on it, but just right to Klusman in right field. Didn't really have to move on that one. It makes the routine play.
Batting for the Bobcats, the DH, Philip Stiles.
Philip Stiles will get another plate appearance. He's had a good day so far as the Bobcat DH, a double and a single. And the first pitch is a slider low and away for a ball, 1-0. Stiles also scored a run in the second inning. And it was his base hit in the third that chased the starter. This is popped up right side near the backstop, and it fades out of play, and young man's going to try and retrieve that and maybe get a free appetizer from our friends at Pickle Barrel.
Yeah, as it is the foul ball 5th inning.
Or he may just keep the baseball the way he's tucked it in that mitt of his. Yeah, I imagine so. 1-1 pitch to Stiles is low and away for a ball. There he goes. He's going to transport it over there. So I want my appetizer. Come on now. Gave it to one of the Bobcat players. Strike on the outside corner. It's 2-2 now. Philip from Cumberland College, graduate student here at Georgia College. 2-2 pitch to him. He lines it in the air to right field. Over near the line, stumbling, fumbling, rumbling, and making the catch was Klusman. My goodness, I hope he's okay. He just really took himself out of that play.
Yeah, I like the almost football call right there, but yeah, he kind of instead of diving, he kind of like hit his knees against the ground, but he was still able to make the play. Nice play by Klusman out in right field.
Well, he had one play earlier today when he was going to his right, and he did a pop-up slide making the grab. So he's left his feet a couple of times on some fly balls. A bit of an adventure. Gentry sends a ground ball to second base. Lorenzo gathers it in and flips Gentry out. It's the first time the Bobcats have been out in order today. 1-2-3 goes GC at the end of 5. Bobcats lead it 7-5. Georgia College baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
Bobcats.
Bingo numbers from the previous inning. Once again,
Through 5, the Bobcats have a 7-5 advantage over the Rams of Philadelphia University. GC trying to take the series with a win in the middle game with a second game to follow here. We will not have it on Sports Radio 1450. You can follow it on YouTube. We've got Georgia Tech basketball coming up at 3:30 as the Jackets close out their regular season on Sports Radio 1450. Well, here's Dan Klusman, who had an adventure in right field last half inning. And the number 9 hitter in the Rams lineup is a 1-for-2 day today. And he takes a first pitch fastball outside corner for a strike. Got a lot of late break on that heat of Grant Kahns.
Yeah, Grant Kahn's got some nice break on his fastball, and it's been working today.
The kick and the toss, tried to check his swing, and it went through it, unfortunately. Boy, he looked up to the sky as if to say, why me? So Klusman in a big 0-2 hole. The Bobcats get a right-hander to start throwing here in the 6th inning, just in case Grant wavers. Change up, got him looking, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, as Klusman is down on 3 pitches.
Yeah, 3 great pitches by Kahn, all on the outside part of the plate, and just Klusman didn't stand a chance.
That's 4 strikeouts for Grant as he's on to his 3rd inning of work here. Back to the top for Richard Joa, and his first pitch is taken down low for a ball. Joa with a single in 2 official trips, also had a sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. Next pitch, low and inside this time. It's 2-0. That sac bunt chased the Bobcat starter, Kane Keith. 2-0 pitch. Threatened to bunt, took it low for ball 3.
It must have heard us mentioning about his sac bunt. Tried to square around there, but just the pitch was too low.
Started off the ball game hitting the very first pitch of the contest to right field for a base hit. The automatic hits the outside corner and makes it 3-1. Ten hits on the day for the Rams to this point. 3-1 pitch, missed low and inside, ball 4. So Kahn surrenders a 1-out walk here in the 6th inning. And let's see if the Bobcats can return the favor and turn to themselves like the Rams did.
That'd be nice. And to the top of the 6th inning.
Here's Lorenzo, the second baseman. 0 for 2, also had a sacrifice in the 1st inning. Stretch, pitch, hit and run on, pop up behind second base. Benson gathers it in. There will be no throw back. Scrambling back to the bag and making it was Joa. Lorenzo basically threw the bat at the ball.
Yeah, as like you said, the hit and run was on, so the hitter has to swing, and it wasn't a very good pitch for him to swing at, and he ends up popping it up. And Joa, very fortunate to see where the ball was and able to run back to first base and prevent the double play.
Benson catching that one right behind second base at the edge of the outfield grass. Quaranta, who put a charge in one in the 4th inning, swings on the first pitch here in the 6th and fouls it back out of play behind us, 0-1. The DH with a home run in 2 official trips. He also walked and scored a run in the 1st inning.
Yeah, I'm sure Kahn will want to be careful with his pitch placement in this at-bat, as he was the one that gave up the home run.
The 4th of the season for Brandon. The stretch and the pitch got the outside corner, south end of the strike zone, and Quarenta still can't believe the call. He and the home plate umpire not getting along too well today.
Yeah, but Kahn has been hitting that outside part of the plate real nicely with his fastball, so the umpire's been giving it to him.
And very consistent with it. 0-2 pitch, and it hits him in the back, right below the numbers. The runner was going on the pitch, and Kahn hit him with it looked like a changeup, fortunately for him.
Yeah, don't want to hit him in a 0-2 situation with 2 outs.
Had him down. And now giving new life to the Rams as Stephen Wells is at the plate. Wells 2 for 3, has driven in one of the 5 runs for the Rams today. Kahn steps off the rubber again. Our bullpen staying busy down there. Might get another arm to loosen quickly. The look in by Kahn. Runners at first and second and 2 out. Now Wells requests time as Grant taking too much time to ready the pitch. Wells back in the box. Kahn settles on a sign with the high set and the pitch. Down low for a ball.
It's like Purcell will go out there and have a chat with Kahn, try and settle him down.
And now Nolan Belcher will come out of the dugout for the Bobcats, the pitching coach. Find out how much Kahn has left. Again, this is his 3rd inning of work. Came on in the 4th with 1 out. And then gave up the 3-run homer to Quaranta. Belcher's had his say, heads back to the third base dugout. 2 out, 2 on for Kahn. Wells settles back at the plate. 1-0 pitch due him from Grant Kahn. The Texas native sets and comes to the plate. Ripped down the first base line, extra bases. Bounces off the wall, and they're going to hold the runner at third. They got 1 run on the double by Stephen Wells, and that makes it 7-6.
Now batting for the Rams, Michael.
Yeah,
Tough to sneak a ball past that guy.
Yeah, Clayton Ayers' diving attempt, and it's just, like you said, tough to get one by him, but it gets by and ends up going down the right field line and into the corner, able to score a run. Now we got a 1-run ball game.
Runners at second and third. Quaranta at third. Wells at second. Here's Melendez with a chance to knot this thing up. And that will be it for Grant Kahn. Coach Eller is out of the dugout. We've got a pitching change at Kurtz Field. So Melendez will face a new reliever for Georgia College, and we'll tell you about him when we come back in 30 seconds. This is Bobcat Baseball on Sports Radio 1450. Sophomore right-handed pitcher from LaGrange and Gordon College. And we'll check out Perry's numbers. No one-loss record, 7.00 earned run average. His 6th appearance of the season. He does have one of 3 saves put up by Bobcat relievers. He's pitched in 9 innings, given up 7 runs, all of them earned, a walkout and a strikeout. He's also given up 2 home run balls. An opponent's hitting .278 against him. So Perry Keith comes on. We'll give you a little bit of a different angle as he'll drop side arm just a bit.
Yeah, it's got the sidearm delivery, very different. He's from the right side, throwing from the right side compared to brother Kane, who's a lefty. Comes more over the top.
We're in the 6th inning. It's a 1-run ball game now. It's 7-6. And the Bobcats trying to put out the fire here with Melendez facing Perry Keith. And Keith gets a couple more warm-up tosses. A reminder that we've got baseball for you next weekend on Sports Radio 1450. All 3 games against Montevallo will be on the air. We'll also, of course, have it on YouTube. Our second game today will be on YouTube after about a 30 to 40 minute break. So Perry Keith has finished his warm-up tosses, and he'll face Melendez. A 1-for-2 day for Michael Melendez. He also had a sacrifice fly in the first inning that brought in his 3rd RBI of the year.
Yeah, Melendez looking here to try and retake the lead for Philadelphia.
McTaggart would be next if Melendez can get on board. First pitch, strike, late break to it, got the outside corner at the knees, 0-1.
A good job by Keith there to get ahead.
Dangles the right arm down, holds the ball in the glove up against the chest as he gets the sign. 0-1 pitch, slider, did he swing? Check swing, ruled no swing by the base umpire.
Yeah, kind of hard to check that as the second base umpire is out there near the shortstop, on the shortstop side.
Yeah, it's a 2-man crew. 1-1 pitch, and that's popped up right field. Playable for Womack, shades his eyes, squeezes it in the glove, and that will do it. So the threat is averted, but they do pick up 1 run on 1 hit. 2 runners left on, errorless ball in the field for the Bobcats. 7-6, the Bobcats with a 1-run lead at the end of 5.5 innings. Back for the bottom of the 6th next, GC Baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
Think of the NCAA as a spirit squad, cheering for student athletes at every big event and every small one. We'd be there in the classroom, at graduation, at their first job interview. Okay, so don't think of us as a spirit squad. Think of us as a mascot. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Philadelphia, as the pitcher will be the 4th of the day for the Rams, replacing Dark, who came on in the 4th inning. 7-6 GC with the advantage going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Number 32 is their reliever. Thank you, Angie. That's Brett Chupka, sophomore pitcher from Whitehaven, Pennsylvania. So Chupka comes out of the bullpen for the Rams.
Looks like we got a new shortstop as well. Number 4, Joseph Iannuzzi. That's a mouthful.
So a new shortstop for the Rams. And top of the order for Georgia College, Maddox, Ayers, and Purcell in the 6th. First pitch fastball skips off the mid of Wells back toward their on-deck circle. Iannuzzi, a freshman from Smithtown, New York, to take over the shortstop duties from McTaggart. Next pitch on the inside corner. 1-1 now the count on Logan Maddox. Maddox has had only 1 official at bat, a fly to right. Pitch is down low for a ball. That was sandwiched between a walk and a sacrifice, which drove in Maddox's 16th run of the season. 1-1 pitch. Had to back away from the plate on that fastball in at the waist. A 2-1 count now on Logan Maddox. The high set and the pitch, bounded foul, third base side. 2-2, Chupka making his second appearance of the season. No one-loss record, 13.50 earned run average. Only has pitched in 2/3 of an inning. And he gave up a run which was earned. Also surrendered a double. There's a ground ball left side, bobbled by the third baseman, and no chance to get Logan Maddox at first. That'll be an error on the new third baseman. DeMeglio was replaced last inning, I believe.
I think that was Robert Wood out there at third base.
So the first error of the day, and Clayton Ayers will hope to capitalize on it. And the first pitch taken by Clayton for ball one. The tall right-hander looks in for the sign. Maddox edges off the bag at first. And the pitch hit into center field. It'll drop for a base hit. Maddox hits the bag and heads to third. It's bobbled by the center fielder. No further advancement. And nice job of running the bases by Logan Maddox.
Yeah, nice hit off the end of the bat by Ayers, able to lift it over the second baseman, and then because it was off the end of the bat, kind of took a funny spin when it went into center field, and Maddox was able to show off his speed going first to third. Now we got men on the corners with nobody out.
So Chupka comes in and surrenders an error and a base hit to the first two batters he faces. And that'll bring Brandon Purcell to the dish. BP looking for his first hit, 0 for 2 and a walk, and he takes a hard slider outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Purcell with a ground out to second, a walk in the second inning, and then ground out to short. They're playing back defensively, looking for a double play ball if they can get it in a one-run ball game. The stretch, the pitch, over but low, barely, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, as you said, they have the infield back, so they'll let the runner from third score if they can get a grounder here, looking for the double play.
Chupka with the set. The 1-1 pitch, runner from first is going. It's slapped foul right side over toward the softball diamond again and hit the roof of the press box. Rolls up to the net, rolls and falls off. Hey, we don't have to go chase it and put a ladder up there to get the ball.
Yeah, it looks like there's already a baseball stuck up there.
1-2 now on Brandon Purcell, trying to deliver with first and third for the Bobcats. And he will drive it down the third base line for an extra base hit, possibly. One run will score. Coach Eller's going to check the runner at third base on the double by Brandon Purcell. The Cats lead at 8-6.
Yeah, good job by Purcell. Even though he's a little out in front on that pitch, he was able to drive it past the diving third baseman Wood and able to get extra base hit.
RBI number 18 for Brandon Purcell on the 2017 season. And Georgia College adds to its lead, and now the Rams are going to have to pull that infield in again with second and third, and nobody out for the Bobcats for Brandon Benson.
Yeah, this isn't the guy that you want to have
No.
infield in on.
Last time up, he touched them all with a home run to left. And he takes a breaking pitch outside corner for a strike. Benson, a 2 for 3 day so far, and has driven in 3 runs. Benny deep in the box on the right side. Almost straight up and down, slight bend at the knees. Ball down low, and again McGee, excuse me, saves a run possibly. Their bullpen is busy with a left-hander throwing. They're trying to choke off this runner at third base and nobody out. And Benson trying to deliver a big knock here. He swings and got the end of the bat on it, fouls it to the backstop. Count goes to 1-2 on Brandon Benson.
Yeah, Benson's going to have to battle here now with 2 strikes. Try and put something in play over the infielders.
Very good eye at the plate for Brandon. He's a battler at the plate, and he'll swing and drive it into left field for a base hit. Just past the outstretched glove of the shortstop, Iannucci.
Yeah, there's another one there off the end of the bat, and with the infield in, he's able to sneak it by Iannuzzi. And I think even with the infield back, the way that that was kind of slicing away from the shortstop, that probably would have gone through no matter what. So nice hit by Benson with 2 strikes.
Ayers will score to make it 9-6. Purcell checked in at third. Benson on at first, so we got Brandon's at the corners. Benson with his 4th RBI of the game, up to 23 on the year now. Well, I'm sorry, that's more than that. He started 25th RBI. Strike taken by Nate Schmall. Now they're back defensively. Still nobody out in the inning for the Bobcats against Chupka. Schmall with a base hit in 3 trips. Next pitch to Nate is popped up over the head of the shortstop into left field. Base hit, run scores. Cats are in double figures on the boards. It's 10-6.
Yeah, good job by Schmall there, just able to slice it just hard enough where it's able to go over Iannuzzi's head. Like you said, now double digits, 10-6 ball game.
Would you call that Schmall ball?
Yeah, you could call that
Okay.
small ball.
He just popped it over the head of the shortstop, and that may be it for Chupka. Yep, Coach Horvath is out of the dugout. He's seen enough as Chupka is just getting rocked here. Did not retire a batter. And 4 consecutive hits off him, plus the error to start the inning. So we've got another new pitcher coming in for the Rams. This will be the 5th of the day, and we'll be back to tell you about him after a 30-second break. Georgia College Baseball, Sports Radio 1450. Baseball on Sports Radio 1450 WMVG Milledgeville, or on the internet, country102fm.com. Internet streaming provided by Dr. Pepper. Always one of a kind. And the Bobcats will face another new hurler as Ryan O'Neill comes out of the bullpen, a native of Philadelphia. The sophomore left-hander will take to the mound to try and quell this uprising by the Bobcats in the 6th inning. And for O'Neill, this will be his first appearance of the season. Not listed in their stats in the first 5 games.
Looks like Philadelphia is opening up their bullpen. Is the 5th pitcher of the afternoon, and we do have another game after this, so gonna have to use a lot of arms. So he's gonna get the opportunity to pitch this for the first time this season.
O'Neill has finished his warm-up tosses. Brandon Benson heads back to second base. Nate Schmall to first. And Garrett Green comes up, hits his first 2 times, and then a 6-3 double play in the 4th inning. He's squaring to bunt, takes it down low. McGee fumbles it away. It's thrown back to second base as Benson kind of stumbled and fell down the line toward third.
Yeah, Benson kind of got caught in between second and third, couldn't decide whether he wanted to go or not, as he saw McGee kind of collected it quicker than he thought. So he retreated back to second and was able to get there in time.
Matt McGee again helping out his pitchers. Squaring again is Garrett down the first base line, but foul. And it's even up at 1-1 on the Bobcat second baseman.
Yeah, Green just trying to get the bunt down here, get both runners into scoring position.
You got Wells charging at first. And of course, Wood over there at third has to hang tough. Could be a play at third base.
Yeah, Wood staying put in case there's a hard bunt.
Look at the gap on the left side. Benson's going, everybody's going. Throw down to third, gets past the third baseman. The throwing error will allow Benson to score. Schmall will check into third. The Bobcats add their 11th run of the ball game and lead it 11-6.
Yeah, there's a hidden run there. It looked like, and Green swung right through the pitch, and then the throw was low, and Wood couldn't handle, and it went by him, led to another run.
So give Benson a stolen base, and the error allows him to score. Second error of the day for the Rams. And the next pitch is down low and outside for a ball to Garrett Green, and that'll square up the count at 2-2. Bobcats yet to make an out here in the 6th inning. And 4 runs have crossed. Rams again bring the infield up around the grass. Swing and a miss by Garrett Green. May have chased a pitch north of the strike zone. He helped out O'Neill, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it looked like Green there chased a high fastball. Like you said, helped out O'Neill a little bit as Philadelphia gets their first out of the inning.
Wesley Womack is a hit in 3 trips. The hit is middle at bat in the 3rd to drive in a run. He later scored in the inning. Changeup floats in for a strike. Might have been a slow curve.
Yeah, it looked like it was either a curve or a slider there.
0-1 on Wesley. Also has a fly to center and a fly to right. Off the end of the bat, cued foul past Coach Eller. And Womack down on the count, 0-2. Redshirted at Georgia perimeter due to elbow surgery. And in his 2nd year with the Bobcats, what a great first year he had. Womack puts it in the air to left field. Tag, catch, throw to the plate. It's not going to be in time as Schmall scores to make it 12-6. Strong throw from left fielder Melendez, but just not quite quick enough to get it as Schmall beat the wrap.
Yeah, it's a good job by Womack. 0-2 pitch, able to still drive in the run, have a productive at bat.
So Wesley gets his 2nd ribby of the game on the sac fly. Gives him a dozen runs batted in on the year. Base is clean, 2 outs for Philip Stiles. And the first pitch to the Bobcat DH is taken for a strike. Philip is the 8th man to hit for the Bobcats here in the 6th inning. And 5 of them have touched home plate. And he'll keep the inning going with a single up the middle. Stiles with a great game, 3 for 4. I think he may stay in that DH role for a while,
Yes,
huh?
good job in his first start of the season. Yeah, like you said, we'll probably be staying in that DH role as we've been trying to find who to put in that DH spot in these last few games.
So the 9th hitter of the inning is Cal Gentry. And he takes a curve in for a strike, 0-1. Lefty against lefty here. Gentry with a triple and 2 official trips, also had a sacrifice bunt. And hit by the pitch is Gentry, got hit on the arm. So he will head to first base. And again, we extend the inning on a hit batsman, and we've hit around. Maddox will get another crack here in the 6th inning. Congratulations to the Sassy Cats dance team at Georgia College. They won 3rd place at the Peach Belt Conference Championships. Lander was first, UNC Pembroke was 2nd. Hard to believe some of that. First pitch taken for a strike by Logan. Championship Sunday tomorrow in basketball for Peach Belt Conference. The semifinals today at Lander. Both Lander teams are still alive. Fastball outside corner. It's quickly 0-2 on Logan. Maddox still searching for his first hit. He got on safely to start this inning on a fielding error by the third baseman. 0-2 pitch way outside in the left-hand hitter's box. And the count pushes to 1-2 on Maddox. Logan has scored a couple of runs. Does have a walk and a sacrifice fly to drive in his 16th run of the year. 1-2 pitch, rocketed to left. It's a base hit. Melendez will throw it toward home. It's cut off. The relay is not in time. The Bobcats have a baker's dozen of runs. It's 13-6 now. So there's that first knock we were talking about for Lowe.
Yeah, good job by Logan with 2 strikes. Able to drive one past the shortstop and into left field. Like you said, first hit of the series.
17 RBI now for the Bobcats center fielder. First and second for Georgia College, as Gentry is stationed at second base with Stiles scoring. Ayers with a second at bat of the inning, and he takes one down low for a ball, 1-0. Ayers has a pair of hits and 3 trips. He's also drawn a free pass. We're only in the 6th, folks. First of 2. There's a smash to third, knocked down by Wood. Long throw across the diamond, and Wells has to do a little dance to get out of the way of Clayton Ayers. So 5-3 for the putout, but a big inning for the Bobcats as they put 6 on the board and lead it 13-6 at the end of 6 innings of play. Back in just a moment for more Georgia College baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
Think of the NCAA as a marching band. We wouldn't stop with halftime. We'd be full-time, celebrating student athletes in everything they do. Okay, so don't think of us as a marching band. Think of us as a spirit squad. Well, just know we're always there for student athletes.
Bobcats with a huge lead now. They led only by 1 before they came to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning. 11 batters later, GC now has a 13-6 lead.
Yeah, it was a great job there by the Bobcats. After it was a 1-run ball game, able to bat around, get 6 runs, and now it's the 13-6 ball game.
14 hits for the Bobcats unofficially. It looks like 16 on the board. I guess I missed a couple of them. Actually, we wound up with 7 hits that inning. So that's where one of them I missed. Perry Keith will pitch here in the 7th inning. And we have been told it will be a 9-inning contest. Non-conference games, you never know with these double headers whether they're going to go 7 or 9, but both games are scheduled to be 9-inning affairs here today.
Yeah, I've got 16 hits down for the Bobcats, so.
Well, my mathematics is not working correctly today.
Either way, a great game offensively for the Bobcats.
Big cut and a miss as Wood gets his first at bat today. Robert Wood is making his second plate appearance of the season. He's 0 for 1. He swings and got a piece of that one, and it's 0-2.
No, it looks like we've got
is it McTaggart still?
McTaggart at the plate still.
Okay. I thought we had replaced the shortstop earlier, but apparently not. So McTaggart is still out there. He is 2 for 2 in the contest with a walk.
Yeah,
Just missed outside.
Looks like we've got Wood on deck.
Okay.
He'll be batting next.
1-2 pitch. One hopper to Ayers, the first baseman back on the line. Throw to first just in time. Nice coverage by Perry Keith. He got over there in a hurry, and a very emphatic out call by the base umpire.
Yeah, it looked like Ayers kind of got an in-between hop, and then he couldn't decide whether he wanted to underhand or actually throw the ball to first base, but a good job by Keith as he ended up deciding to throw it overhand to have fast reaction and get the high throw and get on the bag.
So McTaggart is off the base paths for the first time today, and a big cut and a miss. Here is Robert Wood batting in the 7th inning. The 7-hole for the Rams has been not very productive. 3 straight strikeouts for 2 batters. And the next pitch is outside to even the count at 1-1. The stretch and the pitch from Perry Keith, and he'll line it into center field for a base hit. Wood, in his second at bat of the season, comes up with a single.
And there goes that strikeout streak from the 7-hole, of course.
Yep.
Right when we have to bring it up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you, all those positive thoughts. The announcer's jinx comes back once again, and Matt McGee, who's had a 2-for-3 day with a run scored, looks at a strike, 0-1. So McGee with 4 hits in the series already, went 2-for-3 with a double last night. Right-handed hitting, powerful catcher. Perry Keith pushes one in behind the left-hand hitter's box. 1-1 now the count. Keith pitching from the set position at all times. And the righty deals. Ground ball third, but yanked foul. Cal Gentry gave chase, but it's going to roll into the back of the Bobcat bullpen. 1-2 now on Matt McGee. For you folks on YouTube, we again will be taking about at least a 30-minute break and maybe a little longer, and come back with game 2. 1-2 pitch to McGee. Fouled out of play right side, again off towards softball. Still 1-2. And if you're listening in on Sports Radio 1450 here in Milledgeville, we'll have Georgia Tech basketball pregame show set for 3:30. We might be able to make that. Smash to shortstop. Benson over to second for 1. To first, double play. The Bobcats turn 2 and come away without allowing the Rams to score. So Georgia College picks up the 6-4-3. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time at Kurtz Field. Bobcats lead it 13-6. GC Baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
We often
Comes the 6th pitcher of this contest for the Rams as he takes to the mound here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Saw him last night, the sophomore from Reading, Pennsylvania. Will make his 4th appearance, all in relief. No record as yet. 7.94 earned run average. 5 2/3 innings total in his first 3 appearances. He's given up 5 runs, all of them earned. Struck out 2 and has not walked a batter as yet. Opponents hitting .320 against him.
Now batting for the Bobcats, the catcher, Brandon Purcell.
And we saw Gottschall in the 7th inning last night. Gave up a lot of hits. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the inning, and the Bobcats would plate 4 runs. So another appearance at Kurtz Field for Gottschall, and he starts the inning off with a strike. As Brandon Purcell's at the plate. Down low with a fastball, 1-1. Purcell with a double in 3 trips. He also has a walk. That double brought in his 18th run of the year. And he smacks it left side, scoots through into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, again, another one off the end of the bat, and Iannuzzi, instead of diving, looked like he went for the slide on that one and came up short, and it went into left field for a base hit.
So the Bobcats start off the 7th with a single, and here's Brandon Benson. Just a 3 RBI day, 4 RBI day for Brandon, with 3 hits, including a home run. And he takes one low for a ball. Only time he's been retired is a foul pop out to Wells, the first baseman, in the 2nd inning. And he slices one foul back out of play to our right. 1-1 now on the Bobcat shortstop. GC up to 17 hits in the contest already.
And we're only in the 7th. Still got another inning.
Over the top, drops in for a strike. Benson got a little fooled on that pitch, and a little different delivery from Gottschall. And a bluff back to first after Gottschall took the foot off the rubber, so no balk called. Next pitch is taken low and away by Brandon. The set, the pitch from Gottschall is taken down low for a ball, and it evens the count at 2-2. He had Benson 0-2.
Yeah, a couple of nice eye by Benson to lay off a couple of pitches as it's now full count.
Yeah, 3-2, says the base umpire, plate umpire. Lined over the head of the shortstop by Benson. He continues his hot hitting. Collects his 4th hit of this ball game. Checking into second is Purcell. And Gottschall has given up back-to-back singles here in his relief effort in the 7th.
Yeah, another hard hit ball there by Benson over the shortstop's head. Just 3 singles on the day to go with his home run. 4-hit day for him and 5 at-bats.
Bobcats will have a pinch hitter here. Will Bagwell will come on. The redshirt sophomore from Macon, and Tatnall Square will hit for Nate Schmall. So put Bagwell on your lineup card. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander Gottschall. Down low with a fastball. 1-0. Schmall's day is done. He's 2 for 4 in this contest and drove in a run, scored a run as well.
Probably with the 13-6 ball game, just trying to get a couple guys some at-bats.
The stretch and the pitch fouled off the catcher's mask, and Matt McGee is going to shake this one off a little bit. Sorry, I got a friend named Mike McGee, so it kind of throws me off with Matt back there.
Mike and Matt, both 2 very common names also, so.
Thank you for bailing me out. I appreciate that. It's still my mistake. See if we can get a number on Will Bagwell. Hey, perfect 1-for-1 at the plate this year. He'll sky one to left, moving over toward the line. Melendez, he'll make a running catch. And Bagwell sees his batting average drop to 500.
Still impressive, though.
Not bad. 1 out, 2 on for the Bobcats.
Now batting for the
And Garrett
Bobcats,
Green
the
will
second
get another
baseman,
swing here.
Garrett Green.
Bottom of the 7th inning, the Cats with a 13-6 advantage. Green has had a couple of hits in 4 trips. Driven in a run and scored a run. Gottschall with a set, and the first pitch up high for ball 1. Purcell and Benson started the inning with singles. And then Bagwell with a fly to left. That's where we stand here in the 7th. High set by Gottschall. The pitch over the top for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Garrett Green awaiting the pitch from Gottschall. And the 1-1 offering is a strike on the outside corner. Late break on the breaking pitch.
Yeah, it looked like Green didn't really agree with that one, but with a 13-6 ball game, probably widening the strike zone a little bit.
Angie tells me that softball won game 1 of their doubleheader at Augusta, 3-1 today. Garrett lines one foul down the third base line. Bounces into the Bobcat bullpen bench. That was the Peach Belt Conference opener for the Bobcat women.
Always good to start off the Peach Belt Conference with a victory.
And I think that gets them above 500 again.
Yeah, I know they started off the season pretty struggling.
Green will pop one into short left field, moving to his right, and now coming in a step is Melendez, camps under that major league fly ball and brings it down. 2 down with 2 on. Womack due up, and he'll get another swing here in the 7th.
Now batting for the Bobcats, the right fielder.
All he's done is driven in
Womack.
7 runs in this series, 5 last night, 2 more today. Brought in 1 with a single in the 3rd, and a sacrifice fly to left in the 6th inning. Up to 12 ribbies for the year, with what, 2/3 of them or more here in this series. Down low, knocks away from McGee. He tracks it down, and everybody will move up a notch on the wild pitch.
Yeah, that one, McGee's been stopping the balls in the dirt all game and even last night as well, but that one just got a little too far away. Both runners are able to advance.
Gottschall's first wild pitch in his 4th appearance of the season. 2nd and 3rd with 2 out for Wesley, and it's a high strike outside corner. 1-1.
It seems like Womack's really been benefiting from moving down some in the lineup.
Hadn't thought of that, you're right.
After he started off batting leadoff.
Yeah, he was the leadoff man for quite a while, and now Maddox is struggling a little bit up there. It's a tough role to fill. Popped up near home plate, catcher down the line in foul territory, makes the catch for out number 3. Bobcats threaten but can't score. And we'll move on to the 8th inning. Georgia College enjoying a 13-6 lead. GC Baseball on Sports Radio 1450. Back with you at Kurtz Field as we roll on to the 8th inning. Cats enjoying a 7-run advantage. It was a tight ball game going into the 6th inning, and GC jumped on them for 7 big runs.
Yeah, Georgia College, unlike last night, was able to get out, score some runs early, got out to a pretty good lead, but then gave up a 3-run home run to make it a close ball game. And then, like you said, the 6th inning, getting 6 runs, opening up the game. Now that's where we sit now, is a 13-6 ball game.
18 hits in the contest for the Bobcats as they've got the hitting shoes on this afternoon. Hopefully they'll save a few hits and runs for game number 2 today.
Yeah, hopefully they don't forget. We do have a doubleheader, so.
Dan Klusman, the number 9 hitter, scheduled to start the inning for the Rams. And back to the top for Joa and Lorenzo. As again, the Rams in search of their first victory of the season after an 0-4 start in a tournament in West Virginia.
So we got a pitch hitter here.
So Klusman's day is finished and a pinch hitter coming up.
Number 56, Paul McElroy.
Puts a charge into one to right field. Womack shades his eyes, comes in and makes a one-hand catch. So McElroy is retired on the first pitch he sees here in the 8th inning.
Now batting for the Rams, Richard Joa.
Richard Joa will stand in now. Joa with a single in 2 official trips, also a sacrifice fly and a walk. He scored twice. Each time he's been able to get on, he gets in. And he takes one inside for a ball. 1-0. Perry Keith continues on the mound. The sidewinder fires a fastball in for a strike, and it's 1-1. So we've had a double dose of the Keith brothers here today.
Yep, both of them pitching on the mound. Both have pitched pretty well.
The set, the 1-1. Comebacker through the box. Snagged by Benson. He'll fire to first and get him. Nice job by Benson. Just left of the bag at second base. The ball somehow found the glove.
That was a great job by Benson as on the grounder. It hit off of the lip of the grass in the infield. Kind of caused it to get a high hop, but an outstretched arm by Benson was able to corral it, and a nice throw to first to beat him by a step.
2 down quickly for Lorenzo, and he'll take a strike.
Now this is a...
Oh, we got another hitter.
Iannuzzi's up now.
Oh, Iannuzzi is the second baseman now. Okay, Iannuzzi at the plate with his first appearance in the 8th inning. And he's quickly down 0-2. And we're being dive bombed.
Looks like we got some airplanes or helicopters overhead.
Curveball in for a strike. 1-2-3. Go the Rams in the 8th inning. Nice pitching by Perry Keith. And that will do it as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Bobcats on top 13-6. This is GC Baseball on Sports Radio 1450.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
As the Bobcats will get one more swing in against the Rams. And it appears the same pitchers out there, Gottschall. We've got some defensive changes, we think, but we don't know for sure.
Kind of hard to see with these gray numbers on the white and maroon. So.
Now hitting for the Bobcats, number 17.
But we do have a pitch hitter for the Bobcats.
So Brendan Holler will start it off. He'll hit for Stiles as we go for the lefty-righty matchup in the DH slot. Holler had a good game last night, coming in late as the DH, and he takes one inside for ball 1.
It came in last night and hit a triple.
.286 batting average as he stands in. 1-0 pitch is fouled toward Sandlin and bounces off the protective fence in front of the Rams dugout. 1-1. Brendan making his 12th game appearance. He's driven in 3 runs, and he'll slice one to right for a base hit.
Nice hit by Haller, again coming off the bench. Like I said last night, it's nice to have someone off the bench that you can rely on to come in and get a hit for you.
One of the toughest things for anybody in baseball is to come off the bench and take a cut. Here's Aaron Moore coming on to hit for Cal Gentry. So Coach Eller's starting to empty his bench here in game 1. Aaron Moore as making his 8th appearance, .267 batting average. He's 4 for 15. One of the hits a double. Yet to drive in a run on the year. Right-handed hitter, almost got plunked by the first pitch. Spins out of the way of it. It's 1-0. Aaron, a redshirt junior from Grovetown, a transfer from South Georgia College. And he'll swing and send a fly ball into short right center field. Second baseman back, called off by the right fielder. And he'll make the catch. We should have a new right fielder out there, but again, those numbers are very difficult to read today.
Especially in the
Now
outfield.
batting for the Bobcats, this center fielder, Logan Maddox.
So Logan Maddox will get one more crack at it. Batting with 1 out and 1 on. This will be his 6th plate appearance. Tossed to first and diving back in safely is Holler. Logan finally got his first hit of the series in the 7th inning. That drove in his 2nd run of the day, and he swings off the end of the bat foul to the backstop.
Yeah, we were talking about how Womack was batting leadoff before, and now we got Maddox up there, still trying to find a consistent leadoff hitter for the Bobcats.
Maddox with a walk in the 1st inning, sacrifice fly in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 6th, and then have that base hit in the 7th. So he's getting on base, they just aren't counting his hits, you know, not helping out the average.
Yeah, obviously the average isn't showing how productive he's been because he is still getting on base. So it's always important to look at the on-base percentage as well.
Fly ball right center field, but the right fielder angles over, glares into the sun monster and makes the catch. So Maddox is retired. We've tested the new right fielder twice already. Clayton Ayers due up, and he will get a cut. Don't think we've got too many choices to play first base this year.
Ayers has had a nice game, 2 for 4 on the day.
He scored twice as well. And he takes the first pitch fastball for a strike. Gottschall, the 6th pitcher of this contest for the Rams, with one more game to go today. The right-hander sets and pitches 0-1. Strike 2 outside corner very quickly. Ayers down in a big hole. Clayton had 2 at-bats in that 6th inning, same as Maddox. When GC sent 11 men to the plate in the 6th. Gottschall wheels and deals to first, and back sliding in safely is Holler. He's drawn a couple of throws over there. Coming in off the bench, gets a single, then gets dirty. So he's ready to go.
Had a full game in 1 inning.
In 1 inning. 0-2 pitch. Curveball spanked to the top of the backstop, right side. Still nothing in 2. Ayers hanging tough. Bobcat first baseman from Kennewick, Washington. In his 2nd year with the program. Clayton's also had a couple of spins on the mound for the Bobcats. He'll chop one foul right side to the softball diamond. And the count remains 0-2 on the GC first baseman. Ayers yet to pitch this season for GC, according to the stat sheet. Chops it foul at the plate, bounces out toward the mound. Came up and got a piece of Clayton.
Probably because, like you said, we don't have many options at first base, so
That's right.
got to keep him at first base.
Hard to take him out of there. Ayers came on strong last season. The last half of the season, maybe the last third of it, basically, as the first baseman. Oh-2 pitch once more. Down in the dirt, boxed around by McGee. Tracks it down before it gets out of the batter's circle. 1-2 now. And I sure hope they're going to give McGee a break in the second ball game today, because he's been in the dirt a lot today.
Yeah, today and last night. So, yeah, it would be nice to give him a break in the second game of the doubleheader.
1-2 pitch, bang to shortstop, rides up the wrist. The throw to first is in time to get Ayers as McTaggart throws out Clayton. Leadoff single goes for nothing. The Bobcats are scoreless here in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th. GC leading at 13-6. And we'll head to the 9th inning. Georgia College with a 13-6 lead. Looks like Brandon Purcell has finished up his day, at least part one of the day. Josh Fellows is back behind the plate. Aaron Moore stays in the ball game, and he'll play at third. Coach Eller is out there with the umpire working on the lineup card. Should have, see if we got any other changes here, Andrew.
I think we got Moore in at third base for Gentry as he pitch hit for him last inning.
Bagwell should be in left, unless we got a different left fielder, as Bagwell hit for Schmall.
Left field's just a little too far from the press box out here to see.
Top of the 9th, Georgia College with a 7-run lead.
Now batting for the Rams, Brandon Carenta.
Carenta comes to the plate. A 3-run bomb in the 4th inning got him close at 7-6. He was walked in the 1st inning and scored a run as he looks at ball 1 outside. Struck out swinging in the 3rd, that home run in the 4th, and hit by a pitch in the 6th. So only 2 official appearances for the DH. And he looks at a breaking pitch on the outside corner to even the count at 1-1. Powerful right-handed hitter against the sidewinder, and it's in for a strike.
Yeah, he showed off his power earlier in the game with that home run.
Quaranta out of Poughkeepsie, New York. Next pitch sails outside. 2-2 now, the count. Bobcats have slugged out 19 hits to go with the 13 runs. The stretch, the pitch from Perry, swing and a miss, strike 3. Challenged him inside, and Keith won that battle.
Yeah, nice pitch by Keith. Like you said, a pitch going in on the hands of Quarenta. He just couldn't do anything with it and ended up striking out.
Second strikeout for Perry. And here's Stephen Wells, the first baseman, and he'll pop one foul out of play to the left. Wells, almost a perfect day, 3 for 4. Only time we've extinguished him at the plate was a fly ball to left in the 4th inning. pair of singles and a double. He's driven in 2 runs. Looks at one right over the heart of the plate and takes it for a strike. It's 0-2.
Good job by Keith here when you got a 7-run lead in the final inning just to go out there and throw strikes.
All you need to do. The righty deals to the plate, chop foul, first base side. And the count remains 0-2 on the big first baseman from Yardley, Pennsylvania. The senior digs in, and the 0-2 offering from Perry Keith is hit to the top of the backstop. Almost would have come right back into the press box had the netting not stopped it.
Yeah, if it was just a little, about a half foot shorter probably.
Still 0-2 as Wells hangs tough in the batter's box. Keith breaking pitch. That broke about 3 different ways, it looked like. Found the outside away from it, just off the outside corner, 1-2. Quickly back to work is Perry Keith, the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, outside corner. And Keith has rung up 2 Rams to start the 9th inning.
Yeah, it looked like the pitch before went with the slider, just didn't break enough to hit the outside corner. Looked like it came back with a fastball there that did hit the outside corner and left Wells watching it for a strikeout.
Rams have a pinch hitter, Ryan Gonzalez, sophomore outfielder from Farmingdale, New York. At the dish, right-handed hitter, swings and doesn't get the first pitch. 0-1. Gonzalez is 0 for 1 for his season, making just his 2nd game appearance. Perry Keith trying to strike out the side. Just missed south of the strike zone on that last pitch. It's 1-1. Keith, the 3rd pitcher of the day for Georgia College in this doubleheader opener. Cut on and missed. Handcuffed him inside, and it's 1-2. And Keith 1 pitch away from ending it for the Bobcats. This is WMVG Milledgeville with GC Baseball on a Saturday. And the 1-2 pitch. Checks his swing. He went around. Ball game. Keith strikes out the side to end the contest. He finishes with 4 strikeouts. He struck out the last 4 batters he faced. So the Bobcats with a big win. Will be back to total it up right after a final 60-second timeout. You're listening to Georgia College Baseball on Sports Radio 1450. Bobcats win the opener today and take the series with the 13-6 victory today over the Rams of Philadelphia University. 13 runs, 19 hits for the Bobcats. They stranded 10 base runners, played airless baseball in the field. And for Philadelphia, they scored 6 runs on 12 hits. They had 2 errors and had 7 men left on.
Yeah, just an overall impressive game for the Bobcats. As hitting-wise, every starter had a hit in the game, so very good for the Bobcats. And then on the mound, Kane Keith gave up the 2 early runs, but then was able to settle down. Grant Kahn, even though he gave up the 3-run home run, he was still able to pitch 2 1/3 innings, eat up some innings for us. And then Perry Keith and finishing the game with the 1, 2, 3, 8th and 9th inning, very impressive. So the Keith brothers in this game, very impressive as Georgia College ends up with a 13-6 victory with the big 6th inning, 6-run 6th.
Kahn will get the win in relief. He goes to 1-0 on the season. He gives up that 3-run bomb, so the earned run average is going to get above 0.96, which he had when he entered today's play, but he'll pick up the win, and the Bobcats get into double figures in the win column for the 2017 season. They go to 10-5, stay perfect at home. They're 9-0 in ball games here at John Kurtz Field. So the Bobcats take the first 2 games of the series, and that'll do it for our broadcast on Sports Radio 1450. We'll have the second ball game for you on YouTube, and that will start in approximately 30 minutes, maybe about closer to 40 or 45, depending on when we can get the field all dressed up and some food into the players' bellies, as Coach Eller said. Grab a couple of sandwiches, and they're already up on the hill grabbing some food. So the series has been won by the Bobcats, and they hope to sweep it in game number 2 here this afternoon. Our thanks to Angie and everybody on YouTube for the broadcast today. Our thanks to Josh Horton, the technical director back at the studio. I'm Scott McLeod. And for Andrew Rochefort, we'll be back with you. If you're tuning in on the YouTube, we'll be back with you in about 30 minutes. And our next broadcast on Sports Radio 1450 will be next Friday night when Georgia College hosts Montevallo in Peach Belt Conference baseball. Thanks for joining us for GC Baseball. Don't forget Georgia Tech basketball is coming away at 3:30 this afternoon. The Jackets wrapping up their regular season. Thanks for joining us on Sports Radio 1450.